So, you've been spending some time here at the southern gate, the southern Iron's Gate wall after trudging your way through the Morborg for the best part of an entire month. You slew the greatest foe of the Order of the Gatekeepers in recent history, Mortithax, Daughter of Night. You have made plans for a great feast, not just to celebrate her defeat, but also to weed out the remaining Dragonborn spies allied to House Mortithax who have embedded themselves within the Order itself. We started last session during the same night of Liska's dream, as Angus was having a dream as well. Visions of a familiar magma chamber filled with a lake of molten iron, memories of the ancestors of his distant past. His latest flash of memories from those who lived under the tyrannical rule of Nogdur Ashbite. However, a dark presence seeped into his dreams, a dark, hungering presence. Angus tried to fend off the darkness, but it continued to press into his dream. With that, he vowed not to return to this dream as a cursed man, leapt into the molten lake. Instead, he fell, consumed by darkness and a hungering, fanged, yawning jaw. When he woke with a scream during the wee hours of the morning, the blackened veins that had once consumed his forearm had reached his shoulder, and a decision was made to make another attempt to tear the cursed Ashbite signet ring away from its host once again, knowing that this would, in all likelihood, summon the creature trapped within it, as it did last time when trying to remove the influence of the ring and its partner, Great Axe Halfbane, from Liska months and months prior. You sought out a safe place to do this ritual, enlisted the aid of Selma Dawnbringer and a young Dunish priestess. And because OBS suddenly stopped recording halfway through the last session without warning, I'll go into a bit more detail as part of this recap. You made your way to the dungeons, and with a remove curse spell from the priestess, the Death Slard was summoned into the chamber. A battle ensued as you surrounded it. Angus attempted to banish it on his first turn, but the creature used its legendary action to succeed. Sayun used a chill touch on the aberration, suppressing its regenerative abilities. The Slard, incensed by Angus's attempts to banish it back to its home plane, focused its ire upon the dwarf. With rending claws and teeth, Zerth attempted to lessen the impacts upon Angus with silvery barbs, eroding its legendary resistances. Grunker and Vellum trying to cleave it down as quick as possible. Finally, Angus forced it to use its last legendary resistance with a bonus action, Rune of Woe, from his new Rune Lord's Grim Hammer he acquired from Bron Farrickson's remains. As the rune seared itself into the Slard's flesh, the creature tore away that clump of flesh from its body, throwing it aside. Then, with his action, Angus saw a weak spot and cast banishment upon the beast. The Death Slard failed its save. "I will return," proclaimed the beast, and it was sent careening from the Materium, leaving nothing but a faint sliver of a sickly violet light at the head of the Grim Hammer, and a tether of black energy linking it to the ring itself. You will pause for a brief second. Readied yourselves, in case it stayed true to its word. Sayun noticed the pulsating tether of black energy and alerted Angus, to which, pushed to his very limits, he called upon the ancestral gods for aid in his time of need, seeking a divine intervention. And his call was answered. The ceiling of the dungeon shimmered with molten light, warping into a veil of molten iron, similar to the lake of molten iron from his dream. And then a great hammer formed from the metal, careening downwards with a deafening, quaking clang upon the blackened tether, severing it permanently. A shriek pierced the air, and the ring ricocheted across the room. The ceiling turned back to stone. Silence filled the air. The ring, now free of its darkened presence, has become something new entirely. Exhausted, you all returned to your rooms to catch up on a much-needed rest for the rest of the morning. You reawakened some hours later and made plans for this coming day. With the curse lifted, Angus gained a new spirited, revitalized demeanor, and with aid from Liska, spoke to the chef, prepared for the feast in the coming day. Silent spoke with Severe, gave him a rather expensive-looking Akteshi drinking chalice as compensation for his aid in guiding you all through the Morbog. Apparently, there's a promotion waiting for him. And unfortunately, downside of OBS crashing midway through the recording, not having something to reference, I cannot for the life of me remember what happened after. So, what we'll say is, it's coming to midday. You banished the Slardy in the wee hours of this morning. So, as Angus is preparing the feast, let's see here. What is everyone else doing? Does it bring you over to the map there?
Liska was helping Angus prep food, but more really just so she can get, like, samples.
Oh yeah. She was also doing some of the heavy lifting as well.
Yep.
You're gonna find the druid to get the saffron.
Oh yes, indeed, it's saffron, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, so, and are you? What was the saffron for? Remind me again.
The saffron's for the true scene.
Oh yes,
spell.
yes. Okay.
The main pivotal aspect of our plan.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Saffron can be acquired. How much of it do you need?
Let me check my spellbook here real quick.
Because it's got a cost component to it, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So it's a total cost of 25 gold of saffron, mushroom powder, and fat.
Okay.
Yep.
So the saffron and mushroom powder can be provided. There's Keeper Taliki on her off time does tinker with various tinctures, salves, herbal remedies, and she can quite easily sell you those. So just go ahead and mark off 25 gold. The fat itself, I'm sure you can very easily find that in the kitchen, especially with yeah, there you go. Especially with Angus, he has.
It's a main ingredient of dwarven cooking.
Yeah.
You want some extra fat? There you go, and he just lumps it in a ball.
They don't use sticks of butter, they just use sticks of fat. Just spread it on the toast.
Aye, it's snow-cap lard. It's the best there is. The way it melts just on your fingers.
So I'll
very good.
So I'll say just mark off 20 gold. Yeah, the fat Angus provided you it for free, I imagine.
All right.
Question: what the heck's a technical notebook in the general wares?
I think that's because it copied from what I have.
Ah, yes.
Technically a notebook.
It's technically a notebook.
Technically.
I think
but
that
actually, what is it?
I think that got caught up in the rolls. That shouldn't be there. That's a Sal thing, you know. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I have 3 different books, one for technicals, one for blueprints, and one for general purposes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, Angus is purchasing some bagpipes from
Oh no!
Javari.
We're doomed.
Well, they will hit.
You fool!
I forgot that was in the roll table.
You regret.
Oh well.
Well,
Let's-
now
yeah.
suffer for your decisions.
So
I think
Angus has a second-hand set of bagpipes now. Sorry, what are you going to say, Venom?
Oh yeah, I vaguely recall I was inquiring about traits from blacksmith, and it was the
right.
serrated edge one. I
Yes.
don't think I committed the time to learning it though, or maybe I was going to do that this session. I honestly don't remember. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and we don't have a
So I
recording for
think
it.
that was my plans for the rest of this day.
Okay. So yeah, that training can be provided. I'll say for a total of.
I think we did the cost already because there was a
did
whole
we?
math thing with it.
Right. Okay.
You looked up rules for hirelings and all that business.
Yeah. I completely forgot what.
I think I already took the money off because I knew I would forget.
Okay.
It does sound like, but I can't be 100% certain.
So you're going to be working for Largrim for much of for a good few hours trying to learn this trait.
Yeah, probably right up until shit starts actually happening. So
Yeah.
you'll be there for the foreseeable day. Probably with Vardmir, because after the last time, he's probably not going to let her out of his sight.
Yeah. As you're working with Largrim, you just hear in the background as she's extending, contracting that extendable staff you gave her.
I still love that, like, I think it was like a rare, wondrous item, and it's just like, here's a stick. She's having more fun. It's like a cat with the wrapping paper.
You see, as she kind of whispers something to that small statuette of the raven you gave her, in which it springs to life, and she points up towards the top of the extended staff, and it perches itself on top of it almost like an ornament, if you will, pretending that she has an actual magical staff.
That's adorable, but also a huge waste of the once a day thing I think it has. You know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. She's having fun. Anyway, that is what I will be doing and where Velen will be for the time being.
Alright. What does everyone else want to do before the feast?
I'm buying some potions, particularly some alcoholic potions.
Gosh, AJ, every time I bring you over to this page, it's just buy.
Yeah. To be fair, I was looking at things before.
Yeah.
I was looking at things before they were.
I was looking at things before that.
I was looking at things before I had eyes, so...
I'll be real, I thought the booze would get bought up instantly, and yet there was still some left to buy by the end of it.
You can
Bear in mind,
you can access these vendors throughout the week if you so choose.
Yeah, I was actually looking at it earlier on. They don't have it here, but can I buy just like a bottle? Just like
Just
I
a
have some.
simple-
I need. I just need a bottle, right? Give me like a nice thing you would put some alcohol in. I don't need the alcohol. I have the flagon wagon. I just need to bottle some of the flagon wagon.
Okay. Keeper Taliki that does have a few glass bottles on her. You can purchase from.
Fantastic. I was looking in the inn, motherfucker.
Oh,
Alright, I have to scoot.
the inn would also make sense. So I'll add some glass
pitcher.
bottles there. Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Excellent.
So,
I
in
can't recall, did we have a name for the flag and wagon booze?
I don't think so. I don't think you ever named
no.
it. It's just been booze from the Flagon Wagon.
Yep.
Then I shall have to find a name.
We did find it in a really old ruin. So
Yeah, I was just
Dwarven
thinking.
ruins. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So, in an effort not to have this whole session become another shopping episode, is there anything you would like to do? Anything at all besides, the shopping? Any roleplay things? Any tasks you want to complete?
So I have to finish cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think there's anything special for me to do there, because I'm cooking the meal. Is that something that would take me any great deal of time? Am I locked into just doing that right now?
I imagine you can occasionally you can take the occasional break or so during this preparation time. With your I do remember you rolling for this last session, this meal, and you rolled absurdly high. So I don't think
per the standard when it comes to cooking.
I don't think it would take you as like I don't think it would take you all day to do what I'm saying.
I can probably recruit some helpers as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Then, in between little breaks, I would like to search out for Zerth.
the search for search. Oh, I can't catch a break.
Sorry, I missed most of that. I was being talked to.
When I have a break, I would like to search for Zerth.
Ah, okay. Yeah. What is Zerth doing right now?
What time of the day is it?
It's about midday-ish.
Okay. Midday. He's probably in the mess hall, like playing a tune, just like doing casual background music, and like just kind of munching as he does. Just, I don't know. He's probably composing. So like he'll be sitting there like play some stuff, like write it down, take a bite of something, play some more.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's probably off in a corner, not necessarily drawing any more attention to himself than he usually does, which is, to say some people probably be watching him, but yeah, he's just chilling.
It's that sort of lull before, Selma probably.
A new song.
It's it's that sort of lull before Selma's probably going to call upon your help again, tracking down another of these spies, these ne'er-do-wells. So you've got some time here to yourself in the meantime.
Angus is going to waddle up to him, holding his new trophy in hand, a pair of bagpipes. Do you have a moment?
Oh, anyway, guys, that's an interesting thing you have there. Is that for me or is that for you?
Well, there is a second one, and I wanted to learn this gates, and I was curious. Do you know how or where I can learn this? He holds up the bagpipe. I've seen them before, but only a time or two, and I don't really know how. Do you know how to make it work? And he tries to pump the bag like an accordion.
Yes, actually, I am quite proficient. But I should tell you that you say that you have seen them, but have you heard them before? Because that is two very different things.
Once. I was young.
Okay, were you at a distance, or were you up close?
It was a bit of a distance. It was one time up on the surface near Mountain Home, doing a wee bit of tending out to some of the sheep and the flock and whatnot round there, eh? And my ma used to use this at times to call you back in when the dinner bells didn't ring as far. So it reminds me of like a younger part of home, hearing it bounce off of a mountain in the distance, watching the snow crash and fall from the avalanche, running like hell not to get caught in it. It's good times.
Well, yes, of course, I can teach you. I can give you the basics, and then from that point on, you can kind of learn. First of all, one moment, and he just kind of quickly gets his notes all together, caps the ink, like stuffs the food in his mouth real quick, and he's like, "Okay, come follow me," and he'll hop up and start like basically walking out, and then he pauses for a second, chews, swallows, turns around like, "Are you not needed in the kitchen?"
Oh, I have a long stew going at the moment.
Okay.
I've set things up pretty much, it's fine. Oh, speaking of kitchen, he takes off his hat and he pulls out a little snack. This is for you.
Oh, thank you. And even though he just finished his meal, he will take it. And what,
You can have, it'll be good for quite a few hours still. It's a little meat pie.
Oh, okay. Then fine. I will let it sit in my belly for a couple of hours, and he just scarfs it down.
The temp HP snacks.
Yep. And so he's going to take essentially guide Angus, because in his brief time here he's explored every inch that he's an unlocked door, and maybe some locked doors have allowed him to go into. And he's gonna go to the very top of the wall, and he's going to, once they get outside into the open air, he's like, okay, this is a bit more, this works. It's like, you don't want to play this thing. It's not like a violin or, drums. You don't want to play these in enclosed spaces if you can help it. And you'll see why in a second. And Zerth will reach into his own little bag of holding, and he's gonna pull out his own bagpipes.
Oh shit.
He's proficient in
There you
bagpipes. He has a lot of different instruments on him.
Suddenly they went for more mountains for 5 miles away.
And
This reminds me of home.
and he's going to kind of look at Angus, and it's like, with Angus saying that, Zerth is going to start playing a kind of dwarven song, kind of upbeat, kind of quick paced. Could almost be confused for a dancing song, if not for the extreme volume.
Starts with. Make a performance check.
All right.
Let's see how absurd his performance role is. It has to be.
Fucking 40.
We just casually knock out.
With all this hype, it's probably going to be like a nat 1.
17. It's actually pretty good.
It's a 4.
wait, hold on.
That's a 4. I love that.
He rolls a 4, gets a 17. It's fucking Zerth.
That's Bards.
It's like, sorry, like he finishes this, it's like dramatic, he's like, sorry, it's been some time, I've been working more on the violin.
I'm a little off. Meanwhile, it's one of the best things they've ever heard.
You watch as
Considerably above average performance. Not as good as I used to.
you watch as a couple of gatekeeper guards on the far end of the wall, about 100 feet off, gonna cover their ears and walk further down the wall. Bagpipes probably not to their taste.
Probably not. Much like how you don't see bagpipes outside of Scotland.
Yeah.
They also haven't really quite proliferated elsewhere in the world.
Can't
It's an
imagine.
acquired taste.
But yeah, so he finishes like, and that's just like a small like little thing that I have worked on for quite, well, not necessarily worked on, I bettered for quite some time. It was like based off of an older kind of dwarven song, but I think it's better with this.
You can still hear the echoes of the bagpipes in the far mountains.
I quite like it. It's. I like the fact that the ring of the music doesn't stop in your ears after you stop playing. Or is that just tinnitus?
A little bit of both, honestly.
It's like spicy food.
Yeah, it lingers. It does.
It does.
Yes.
And Angus is going to attempt a absolutely botched attempt at that first chord. So it's kind of like this.
Performance check, please.
And now you roll
Zerth is going. Hold on. Zerth is going to be like, wait, hold on. Before you start, like, you want to hold it like this, and he's going to give you bardic inspiration.
There you go.
So what am I rolling?
I think it's a D10 at this level.
I think it's just just a performance check.
Oh, performance skill check. There you go.
Yeah, performance plus the D10 from bardic inspiration.
Nine.
No, you're supposed to blow into it.
I don't think you'd gain the. You didn't guidance yourself beforehand.
No.
So
No.
So 7.
7. A little bit not as good as average.
Still picturing him just not blowing into it. He's sucking the air out of it, so it just wheezes.
It makes a funny noise if you squeeze and pull it at the same time. And he's going back to the accordion thing, but working with his armpit.
you hear a couple more guards across the way, kind of talk to themselves, going, "Oh, who brought in a dead cat?" As they cover their ears.
Zerth is
Maybe I
going.
should practice somewhere else.
No. Honestly, this is probably the best place you could practice. Without, I don't know, walking outside the walls for like a mile or so. But hold on, and Zerth is going to cast Healing Word on his ears. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's like, but
a bagpipe focused psychic bitch.
I mean, it's kind of redundant, isn't it? So, but Zerth is going to kind of think, it's like, okay, there's a couple of things that I noticed. One, you really need to you really need to focus on your breathing. Like, you want it to be kind of a smooth transition because you're blowing up the bag, and like that will allow you to like provide the support for the continuous note, because that's what these are for. And he points to the pipes up top, so that provide that overarching, very piercing sound. And then while you squeeze the bag to have the flute playing, like that is when you know, take a breath to start blowing it up again. So just, you need to like practice the motion. Don't, it might take some time, but I think you should just, at least for here, and Zerth is going to unscrew the upper pipes and like, actually, no, that takes some time. He's going to essentially block, like he's gonna get some rubbery thing, just something, just like stop up the upper pipes. So all that is just like the little flute at the bottom and the like where you blow in the air. It's like, just practice this for some time. Like, practice getting the breath motion, like in out. Don't try to play, just in and out, just a continued, like, constant motion. You don't even want to think about it while you're playing. That's how much you want to get used to it. Yeah, and Zerth is just gonna continue to teach him.
Alright. So,
till one of them is called away.
okay. So,
Eventually, I have to get back to the kitchen, but for now, I'm
Yeah.
hanging out with my friend again.
alright. Just give me one more performance check, Angus, with advantage. See
Bardic
how...
inspiration.
There you go.
There you go.
So, roll again.
That wasn't with advantage.
Ooh. Better. So, plus a d10. Bardic
Better.
inspiration. So, 12, 20. Total of 20. Yeah, in a short space of time.
This makes a lot more sense when you do it that way.
There you go.
So I don't need to do the accordions the bag again. I don't do that?
No. No, you do not.
Oh,
So
that
I
was the
have
fun part, but this sounds better, so I'll take your word.
Yep. I mean, in a remarkably short space of time, he's definitely improving. Yeah, this could be the basis for the start of a proficiency in bagpipes training.
Yeah. I now have the fundamentals.
Yeah.
I'm not good at them, but I know them.
So
Now, to spend time and effort to practice.
yes. So if you like, you can track that in your tracking tab in your character sheet. We could count that as like training in tool proficiencies. We'll get to the details after the session.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. So, as the got a DM. Okay. So, as the day continues into the afternoon and into the evening, eventually the bell sounds throughout the local area of the Ironsgate Keep for this feast. You hear rumors going around of this grand feast taking place in the mess hall. The benches are reorganized and sort of set up in a more of a long line that's sort of spaced out. They're sort of organized in these three long aisles, if you will, and the mess hall itself is enormous. It's large enough to fit at least 1,000 people in. It's pretty big. The smells coming from the enormous kitchen, as rudimentary as the kitchen is, Angus has spent much of the day turning it into the closest thing akin to like a 5-star Michelin Michelin style restaurant, if you will. And as you all sit down, you can see all these 1,000 gatekeeper guards beginning to file in one by one. There's an air of curiosity among them. There's you also hear kind of whispers about the enormous severed head of the Daughter of Night. It seems that more people have noticed, and word has quickly spread across the wall of the Daughter of Night's downfall. And if I can grab some crowd noises here, that would help.
For a moment, I thought you said, "I'm gonna grab some crab noises." And we're like,
Good crowd noises.
Oh god, the crabs are here.
It's interesting. I thought you said kraut noses. I was like, man, that's a
Little do we know, Vortex was actually keeping the hordes of crabs at bay from invading from the ocean.
sick. Crab rave.
Crab rave.
Hell yeah, crab raid. Suddenly we're in a crab siege.
Crab is the inevitable endpoint of all things.
I mean, you're not wrong. What do they call it? Cancerization, something like that?
Okay.
I guess.
So, as you all enter this enormous hall, this towering, not amphitheater. That's not the word I'm looking for. Atrium. Something akin to an enormous atrium. You can see crowds filtering in from one side and the other. All begin to sort of sit down. Chatter fills the air. Where's everyone else here sitting?
that is a good question.
Yeah,
It is
that's a
a good
really good
question.
question, because we want to be in a good position to like jump on people if they turn out to be spies. But like, do we have to sit down? Do we not just like mingle and lurk? Oh, we probably
That's
do have to
your
sit down,
choice.
don't we?
It might be best to mingle, honestly.
Sitting down. It depends on how many people are sitting. There's a lot of people in this at this feast, isn't there?
At least 1,000 people.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough seating for that, so I think we're all right to stand and be in other places. We don't have to like sit down? Question mark.
Yeah, plus,
So one of the things Angus is going to immediately recommend is, wait, so who's going to be doing this, Ian?
we'll be doing the scene.
All right,
Doing.
and he's going to throw a apron at you. You're helping me serve.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's got to come past you to get the food.
Oh, smart.
That works. And she'll be putting the ointment on.
Alright. Just as a side question, with Sao and her perception stuff, would a vantage point be a good idea so, you know, the shark can stick
Absolutely.
Sao, and Sao just vantage point and keep track?
Good question.
Absolutely.
That. Do what you gotta do. That would be great.
Having
Man.
you up top there would be a good idea, so that way you can see if people are shuffling around and doing anything Conspicuous.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
these
suspicious.
all-
Jenna, are there any like little, for lack of a better term, balcony, like little parts of other hallways that look out into this area?
Yes, actually, you can see above you in this enormous hall. Looks like this long series of balconies up. Actually, it's actually fairly similar to this image here. You can see three balconies in total, or at least three on one side, so 6 in total. You see a number of official types, higher ranking individuals, most likely in the order, have sort of set themselves up there, just to keep an eye on things as well.
Okay. So I guess Sam will be up there in one of those. Vellum may join her if she's okay with that, because buddy system first off, and like we were saying, good to have a bird's eye view of things. So if somebody does try to bolt, he can move to intercept if need be.
All right. Let's see, Sayun, just make me a perception check as everyone's filtering into this room.
I don't think I need help. I already have advantage.
Oh right, yeah, because I
Perceptions.
keep forgetting that that applies to basically every situation.
Jesus
I am
Christ.
one off my passive now.
And I'd also like you to make an insight check, or at least who's actually Vellum, you'd be fairly good at insight. Go ahead and make an insight check.
He is kind
Sit-
of paranoid.
Since you're up there with Sayun.
There's my tributes. Yeah, definitely not on our practice. Nope. There it is. Just a straight one.
Yep, just
Ooh, 12.
12. Okay. So, Sayun, a couple of individuals seem to stick out to you. You see what looks like a male dwarf, fiery red hair, kind of styled into a mohawk, dark skin, wears blacksmith's overalls, and you do notice the glint of metal around his neck. An amulet depicting the symbology of Gundren. And oddly enough, you notice a male human, sun-weathered skin, a figure dressed in you've actually seen this figure before, you swear, but he looks remarkably similar to that desiccated, mummified warrior you saw slumped at the foot of one of those 2 pillars where you encountered the shadow creatures, except if he were alive.
Sal's definitely gonna, tap the earring and make the party aware of that. But really specifying that don't make a move. I think we might have somebody here we already met. But vehemently dead before.
Oh. Great.
And he appears to be, you also catch the glint of metal around his neck. You can see this golden holy symbol depicting the stylized head in profile of this great bestial lizard-like creature.
Slowly, Sal will just sort of keep tabs on everybody that stands out to her. With a main note of actually having written down briefly who it is she's tracking, defining features and that kind of thing. And, you know, alerting party when she notices stuff like slightly odd things, amulets, that kind of thing. I mean, I know for sure that Dejar is gonna fucking see him, but the rest of the party, so.
Yep, if it's within 120 feet, I'll be able to see him.
Always good to be sure of thinning the herd. 'Cause there are like what, thousands of people here?
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Okay, so as everyone gradually takes their seats one by one, you're at the far end of the hall. Selma seems to appear from the end of the archway, and oh, hang on. What is the place? Ah, here we go. She holds out a hand and says, Thank you all for coming. Our duties upon these walls are hard on us. We stand to watch so that our families might sleep peacefully. And we have a long history behind us. A legacy we must honour every single day. From humble beginnings, when this order was merely a banding together of disparate militias from across the many corners of the world, the culmination of its establishment during that Battle of Ruins Peak. We're gathering here not to just celebrate the return of compatriots we thought dead or lost, but also the overcoming of a darkness that has plagued this order for far longer than we had thought. As many of you now know, the Daughter of Night has indeed been slain. The dragon that has made the Morbog its home for decades will plague us no longer. With that, she throws up her sword. There's this resonating cheer throughout the hall. He says, It is by the aid of the hammer's strike that she lays dead before us all. Thanks to them, our brothers and sisters, we now know she kept captive are set free. No doubt, more information will be revealed in the coming weeks as we corroborate the accounts of the hammer strike and those they freed, but for now, we eat and drink in celebration. And she holds up a stein. A toast to the hammer strike. No doubt their tale of glory will live on in these halls. Another resonating cheer echoes throughout the hall. And with that, she throws up her stein once more, steps aside, as this procession of platters of various. Actually, Angus, you're the one who cooks it. I'll allow you to describe this grand feast.
Oh boy.
What exactly is entailed?
Of course, there are many things that would be considered normal food. Whatever might be available in the region, he's made it absolutely exquisitely. And instead of making it supremely fancy as you would with a restaurant, it is made in a way and that might not be the healthiest, but boy is it what any soul would want after spending time out in the Morbach. Fried things that could be, sauteed and skilleted up in a way that's just not possible in the field. Mounds of meats, fresh green vegetables, things that, through creation you might not even be able to find. Tons and tons of veggies. Some boiled and cooked, others fresh, crunchy, and raw. It's just piled on top. And probably the centerpiece is a large plate in the middle with a very big bone. And on that bone, the classic sort of drumstick shape, massive, with thin little shavings of it on each one with a special carving knife and fork. Of which he's standing in front of very proudly. For the party, you would recognize this to be one of the carefully prepared, seasoned, and cooked dragon drumsticks. And he's offering everybody a little piece, a legendary once-in-a-lifetime chance to have some dragon meat.
Alright. So,
we'll say the flask or the alchemical jug is out and set to beer, so everybody's getting free beer.
yes. There's cheers and celebrations throughout the hall as this. You can imagine for the first time in many years, as after many of the Order here have been stationed at the walls, one of their first actually not just decent but luxurious meals in a long time is set before them. I imagine as per perhaps Angus's request, the tables have been sort of decorated up with various candelabras, flowers and everything of the sort.
Oh yeah, it'll be nice decorated. Everybody's getting a bread trencher. You know how it goes.
Platters of various fruits as well. It's very colourful.
Amazing.
Let's see. Xiaoyun. Well, actually, I should also ask, what's Liska, Dejar, and Grunker doing in this situation? Where are they stationed?
Well, Yara's gonna be helping serving the food.
Oh yeah.
So I get a good view of everybody.
Grunker's gonna help her eat the food.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So is Liska.
Okay.
Given, like, and this is kind of an out of character sort of thing, but given that, so we knew that this was kind of like a celebration, like celebratory dinner, right? So would it not be extremely conspicuous? Like, I know, if like Vellum tries not to act noticeable.
Well,
and yet
we'll come down
we
for
just
food
had
eventually,
an,
but there's like
I
thousands
mean,
of people
we just
here.
had an entire speech dedicated to us, and they look around the room and we're all spread up and separate. Like, that to me seems extremely conspicuous.
Wild.
Yeah, that is a little strange. Would it be out of the way then just that we have a little eating table prepared somewhat near the serving table? I'm gonna be selfish and give us food first and then everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
So that way,
I'm
the
down
little
with it.
kitty table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the hero's table.
The hero kitty too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete
sit
with the
and chill.
colorful plastic chairs.
Yeah, Liska is. While everyone else is sitting on a chair, Liska is sitting cushions on the ground. So she's
Too big.
still eye level.
Still
with
a
her
little,
mother.
still,
yeah.
still a little taller than the table.
No chair can hold her gargantuan buttocks.
I mean, not
A
wrong.
starter challenge.
I mean, if anyone can handle it, it's dwarven ingenuity.
All right.
So, I think we have a table for us that is near the serving area, so I can serve us. Everybody comes and gets the food. They can say something to us if they want to say something to us, or we can be all like the humble here and like, you know, we may have done this, but it's your hard work when we leave that really matters, and you know, and motivate the troops.
Yeah.
And that we're together, and I'm gonna be tired, and we're gonna be on our feet, serving stuff. Except for her, she's on her tail, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna be tired here, so we won't want to have to go all the way over and get a table. So we'll just set one up here. And Liska's totally right. It would be weird if we're all spread out. The only thing I can think of is if Dew leaves out at a higher place. But even then, is this place not safe? So why is she keeping guard?
I mean, she'd probably come down, get food anyway.
Okay.
I think it's brain think is not treating it like in the eyes of the public as being on guard, just being away from the crowds. Because again, there's a lot of fucking people milling around, and some people aren't always fine with that, and there may be others up here as well.
Because I know I am going to be down at the bottom, and Dejar is going to be at the bottom. I think, from my understanding, it's a table, like military style, big table full of food, you come up, people give you the food, and you move forward, and then go to your seat, right? Rather than platters being brought out to everybody like it's a noble feast.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's like, alright, here, yeah.
It's entirely up to Angus. He is the one who's been preparing this.
We're gonna have a table with all the food. People can come up in a line and come get it. That way, everybody who is going to get food, and it'd be weird if you didn't. Who wouldn't want to get the first great comfort food in a long time? When they come up, Dejar will be within feet or tail to be able to see them and see right through their illusions.
Right. Okay then.
So everyone is going to give themselves away if they come to get food, and if they don't get food, they are automatically suspect.
Right. So that brings into question, Dejar. When are you casting this spell, this true sight?
I would have cast it just before, just around the time of Selma's
Speech?
All right.
Yeah.
And
Preferably in an area where you are not seen.
yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah.
You
It's like a little ways.
little cubby hole out of sight from the crowd.
I like pretend
Or
I'm
if there's
I'm
a
gonna
side
get
room
drunk.
that it's connected.
Okay. That can be done.
Stuck under the table for 6 seconds, then pop back up.
Yeah.
I'm not suspect.
So you as you kind of faux drop your fork, you drop under the table and whisper a few incantations to yourself, and suddenly you once more this I believe this is the second time you've cast this spell. Your eyes adjust to not just the visible spectrum of magic, but you can see so much. It's almost overwhelming, even after the second time using this spell on yourself. There's you can see far out into the ethereal plane. There's this. The entire building and everyone around you just has this sort of translucency to them. And as you kind of look around the crowd, actually, how far out does True Sight?
120.
120.
120
okay.
feet.
Okay. So as Selma finishes her speech, and everyone begins to come up one by one. Sayun, something sticks out to you. In fact, to you as well, Dejar. You see Dejar, the male dwarf with the fiery red mohawk, seems to overlap with a slightly taller humanoid shadow in your vision. And it appears draconic in nature. And he appears to be talking with another similar shadow. The vision you see beneath that shadow is a human female in her mid-50s, sort of strong, square build, very broad shoulders, short black, sort of bordering on grey frizzled hair that's these sort of white streaks through it. Dark skin, sort of crow's feet at the edge of her stern-looking eyes, and she's dressed in chainmail laced with obsidian, plated and gilded pauldron, sort of like a ceremonial wear, if you will.
Okay.
Red feathered chain skirt. You can see the back of her chair, just kind of stowed away from for now is some sort of spear, and she's sort of at the end of one of these tables, watching over this a small regiment of soldiers before her, as they're all sort of sitting down to eat. She's just talking with this male dwarf, having a few beers, and sort of leaning in close, looking at the food, then looking up towards your table. And do you notice this as well, Sayun? Sorry.
Yep. I would dip away to actually dip back down to she dropped the fork in and use the earring to tell Sayun that about the elderly woman and the dwarf act rather suspicious, and noting of the shadowy draconic figure around the dwarf.
They both have those shadowy draconic figures.
Okay then, no, both of them. About
Since Sao can't see them, those figures in the dark, but she will take note of who they are because she already is a dwarf, and she's gonna keep an eye on them for a moment. Making sure she's adding them to her list.
Angus is gonna immediately pop up and be like, "You're right, Lappy. You keep dropping your fork."
Sorry. Thank you. Not
Large
used to be.
proudty.
Not used to that.
Only told her on the earring, so he doesn't know.
And then, right. I'm not. He talks to Angus now, facing him. I'm not used to large crowds.
Next time, do tell him as well.
Maybe tell
Okay.
everyone. It's okay.
Noted.
We're getting back into the rhythm.
Back up and leans over to Angus. I'm not used to crowd. In small group, I'm fine. This many people, not so much.
Right. But listen, I understand. Don't worry about the crowd. Just worry about the people that come up for food. If you notice them, you know, give them their desserts.
Yes. He will whisper to Angus what he told Sal, being very on pointing out who it is those two are, and getting back to carving food.
Angus is gonna go over the entire earring to everyone and be like, alright, Snaky sees these.
And Sal will respond back with a confirmation that, yep, she got it.
Right. So, I have a creative idea, Jenner. Since I prepared food and I used my creation spell, I'd like to do something.
Alright.
I would like to have trap dessert.
Trap dessert.
What, exploding cupcakes or something?
Not quite. Blueberries.
Right.
Certain people that Dejar is helping me serve will give her the ability to give people desserts, right? Everybody's gonna get a little dessert. Maybe it's a little pie, little muffin, something like that, right? Everybody else is gonna have the standard red berries. If it's someone suspicious, one of the ones that are closer to her, that have blueberries, that will leave that strong blue color in your mouth that you can see without any divination magic, and something that you might not unless you're really, really attentive.
I thought you were gonna make
dark.
them nap like shit, so they have to run out and get arrested.
Nope.
Yours is long. I like it.
That's very avert. But we all know that blueberry stain can get on you and last on you for a while.
Now, that's
And you-
That cooking use.
that's
Mhm.
interesting. I like that. Yeah. I mean, it's easy enough to do. It's nothing magical about them. Just different color berries.
Yep. Different color berry. We have a selection of desserts here, and you just give them one from. That's all you have to do. Here's one for you. All right, and here's one for you. And you can grab at some different spots, so it's not like you're just going down the line. But like the last dozen or so, the closest to you, those ones are the suspicious indicator.
Right.
All right then. So
We all good with that plan? All right.
Yep.
Now let's just say over the earring, she's gonna be giving them ones that'll have blueberries. So if somebody's face is all purple and the teeth and whatnot, they're suspicious. If it's a normal red berry, don't worry. That's how you keep your eye out, because even if they change illusion, they'll still have blue teeth.
Okay then. So one by one, as you know, about 15 minutes go by with each of these with each of these 1,000 people who are coming up to you. You know, brief look at them. You hand them their plate of food, hand them their desserts, be it mostly red. However, a few other people seem to stand out to you. 2 others. There is of course, the male dwarf with the fiery red mohawk. He comes up to you, grabs a plate, and again you see his that taller shadow that overlaps your vision of him, Dejar. They're very draconic looking, and you hand him. Oh,
Yeah, you sweetly give him a blueberry. And thank you for your work.
hey,
have a
thank
nice
you
meal.
for the feast.
Not a problem.
Makes his way off.
Keep the line moving. Come on. Next one over here.
A few moments later, the female human in her mid-50s comes to the front of the queue. She's this tall, imposing figure. Looks like she may have some sort of authority within the order. And again, you see that similar similar shadow appears a slighter draconic form to her.
Again, there's her food and grab a different, let's say, little blue cake and give it to her. Thank you for your service.
She gives a fairly stern and silent nod, makes her way off. A few moments later, a new figure comes to your attention. A male dwarf, kind of pale skin, short beard, bald on top, dressed in a sort of chainmail denoting high station here. Wears a holy amulet depicting the symbol of Kazmorg. You recognise that symbol, Angus. Again, a shadow overlaps his form. Broad of shoulders, very, very beefy is the only word I can come up with. Draconic figure.
Same verse as the first.
Alright.
This time giving him a blueberry Danish.
Let's see, who else we got here? Ah, yes, the individual that Sayun talked about. That same sort of human male, the sun-bathed skin. Looks to be dressed in his sort of Under Armours for now. Guard appears to be down. He gives you a smile and a nod. And again, that shadowy draconic humanoid figure that overlaps his form stands out to you. And now that you're this close, you certainly recognise him with your sort of keen, with your sort of keen. How do I say it? Your keen investigative mind putting two and two together. He reminds you of that figure you saw kind of slumped at the foot of that pillar. Gives you a smile and nod and sort of holds out his plate expectantly.
And does the same verse as the first, giving food and a blue treat.
He gives you a nod. Makes his way off. And out of all the 1,000 people here, those four seem to be the only ones who stand out to you.
Angus is actually going to pipe up for a second. Oh, by the way, just out of curiosity, and he's going to lean over to Dejar. Have we given Selma any food yet?
No, we haven't. Let's correct that mistake.
You look over to Selma. She's kind of talking with War Master Chak, sort of nodding, smiling, talking with him, looking over the rest of the events here. No such shadowy figures on their forms.
And they're within range?
They're actually standing about 30 feet away from your from your table.
Awesome. All right, the top brass is not done yet. That's it. So we have given food to everybody that's here at this point. We have marked the few individuals. We have noted them, and not only have we noted them and told our keen investigator Sao Yun, we have given them some sort of tracking muffin. So even if they trade it, we still know who they are. Right? So that's just a redundancy.
Yep.
Do we think we're good?
Oh, well,
I feel like we're
I imagine, like, I thought we were good when it was just them coming up the line, like, Dajar, like, pointing out, and then Selma and them being like, okay, it's that person, or that person. So, yeah,
Mhm.
you said just redundancies. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing I'd say to keep an eye out for is people not that like they haven't taken any for some
Yeah.
reason or another. We give
Which
them a glance
would be
inside
inherently weird.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, the vegetarians.
How dare they?
Hey, I did say I got a bunch of different types of fresh veggies. Cooked and raw and
That
crispy
sounds
and
very
crunchy
weird
and soft
coming
and
out
sweet.
of coming from Angus.
Hey man, he's got creation.
But yep,
So-
everything squared off.
Selma kind of comes up to a table and says in a sort of low whisper, leaning down to you all, as everyone else has sort of returned to their seats for now. And she says, "Hey, look, what have you found?"
The
Gonna look over to Dujar. Go on.
dwarf with a party with the redhead mohawk and the elderly woman seem to have a shadowy figure of a draconic nature about them. There's a particular person. I almost recognize him from. She snaps her fingers. The place where we encountered the shadows in the Moorbog, if he was alive. Walking around here.
Well,
He
that
also
was-
has
Like
a shadow of a draconic behind him when I looked at him.
Well, that would line up with what we've learned about how they replace those that they lead out into the Moorbog and off.
Oh,
I believe
and there
you're.
was a pale dwarf with no hair, short beard. Another one. Almost forgot.
She kind of looks over to the crowd, but doesn't make it obvious, or at least doesn't try to make it obvious. Just gonna brief glance out to the crowd every now and then as you point them out. I see who we're talking about. See that one with the fiery red mohawk?
Mm-hmm.
It's Quartermaster Bilgar Growthbeard. Yeah, looks like that list is lining up perfectly. That woman in her mid-50s, that's Lieutenant Hickett.
Hey, get. And he goes over the earring.
That,
Yep.
Hail, dwarf. That's Officer Frorgut Grimsilver.
Grimsilver.
There's one we didn't find on Zerth and I didn't find. I was on that list. Quartermaster Rakal.
It's a human lad?
Aye. Human lad. Tall,
Quite
thin.
relaxed.
Aye. You can tell him from the crowd from his long white dreadlocks. Mid-50s. Scar over his eye.
He's gonna...
Doesn't look like he's here.
No. He's not one of the ones we served. So he looks to the jar. It's correct, he's not here, we did not serve him.
No.
He didn't serve anyone with that description.
No.
But what about that one relaxed humanoid? The guy that was really relaxed, off guard?
Ah, that one. That's Scout Tochil.
Okay.
So we're only missing one.
The rest we have locked up in the dungeons.
Alright.
In fact, let me stick those on the...
Of course, by the way, Angus is also repeating this information into the earring so people can hear it. If you want to say anything and get involved, chime right in.
So, did you have anybody watching for that last guy that wasn't here? Like, he could potentially be in the dungeons freeing everybody? Like, do you have anybody following him?
We do have a few people on guard in the dungeons, I have set up a few groups. We're making patrols throughout the walls, making sure those on that list are stopped.
Okay.
Alright. Of course, he's conveying all this. I have a recommendation. You said this was a quartermaster?
Aye.
Could try and summon him to an area and say, it's the reports or whatever, an increase of supply availability now that she's dealt with, and it's something important for him. That would be important enough to bring him up. He'd be alone. You'd be able to get him. If he doesn't respond, it's quite suspicious. Suspicious enough he's not here. Everyone else is here, and it would be quite outnumbered.
That he would be.
No one's here, so do you want to try and grab these ones here? Where there's a lot of folks. Maybe they'll give up, or if they have anything, big fireballs, a lot of lads could get caught in it. You're the master, it's your choice.
Keep it on the down low, is all I'd ask.
Do you know if they can change appearances, or if they sit in the one illusion?
I'm not quite sure.
We were told that it takes like a full day to do, though, and it's extremely
Okay.
painful for him.
Okay.
So just illusion at the
I
moment.
wasn't aware of that. Alright. I gave him blue treats. I don't know, can't say they didn't give him away or trade them. But it's just an indicator. Be suspicious of anyone with the blue teeth. You know.
Selma turns to War Master Chak and says, "Send for Rakal." Find him. The Warmaster nods, makes his way off.
Is there anything left for us to do here? We've exposed pretty much all of Vita's, lined them up, fed your boys. Is the rest in your hands, or do you need us?
I wouldn't be opposed to additional aid in apprehending them, if you're offering.
Aye?
I'd only ask that it be kept quiet, away from prying eyes.
Of course. I agree. Only ask that maybe once all is well and you stand by to write a little letter on what happened so I can bring it back, hoping to use your nexus.
Of course.
Right. Then he's gonna go over the earring. Alright, everyone. We're gonna try and pick them off one by one. So, finish up your meals. Enjoy your drink, but not too much. So you can keep an eye out in case anybody tries to leave. Let us know, we'll convey it. We'll try and set something up.
I have a few guards stationed outside of the mess hall. I can attempt to coax some of them out one by one. Why do you take care of the rest?
Just a quick question. Do all these individuals have their own private authors, or do they live with, like, they all higher echelon, right? Is there a reason why we're doing this now when a potential all these people can see, or and not later at nights when they're just alone in their rooms?
Why do you simply offer to take them out now? But it'd certainly be easier if we could wait until night time.
I mean, it's up to the party. I'm just curious.
I think it would be better to do it around night.
Agreed.
Honestly,
With this many people around, it'd be a bigger risk as well. They might
So
use
much can go
people as
wrong.
cover.
They're marked already, so we know who they are anyhow. Yeah.
They're not going to be changing their faces anytime soon.
So it has to nab them where their guard is down. The guard is, I would say, quite up at the moment.
Sayun, go ahead and make a perception check.
See if their guard is down.
19. You do notice. Let's see, this would be Bilgar Groutbeard and Lieutenant Hackett. They've not touched their meat. As they and they're both kind of looking at their berries, their berry pies, kind of looking around towards everyone else who has red berry pies. And they seem confused, perplexed, curious.
And over the earring, Sal will note to everybody else. Alright, it seems like we got 2 people who are suspicious of their foods. And they haven't touched the meat at all. And she will mention them by name and indicate where they're seated.
They may go first. How are we gonna get them out?
Well, again, we can just have to tail them back to their room and make sure they don't leave. Or just,
Okey-doke.
you know.
Could probably lower suspicion by just eating the suspect sweet treats in front of them or something, if they're suspicious about their food, then give them reason to be less suspicious.
It's not because of their food, it is because their food stands out from everybody else, namely dessert.
That's what I meant.
Sayun, you also notice that Scout Tochel seems to have no qualms about eating his blueberry pie. Neither does
the meat.
he hasn't touched his meat either. Neither has Officer Thrallgut Grimsilver next to him, but he's also eaten his berry pie.
So, you just noticed they did not eat it? Like, maybe they just don't like blueberries. Like, maybe are they looking around, or like, what's happening?
They're looking around, making sure to note what everybody else also has. I think they know. Or at least they're
Out of
catching-
character, have you done an insight check? Because
No,
all you've
I'm
done is
just-
just seen what happened. Like, you don't know why they're looking around. Like, and maybe they
I'm
don't like.
literally spitballing from what Sal would think.
I know,
Mhm.
and I'm asking, as a player, have you done an insight check so you don't have to spitball?
Actually, no.
Behaviors do fall under insight.
Insight then, I guess.
10.
10.
You just see them looking around at everyone else's red berry pies and looking at their own blueberry pies. That's about it.
Yeah, but they're the only ones not eating. Anyway.
They're not eating meat. None of them are eating meat, but the one guy is willing to eat blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie.
So it's not
And Liska. Liska's
Yeah.
also eating blueberry pies.
very good.
She's not a dragonborn.
But
She
Liska's
can eat
also
all the
blue.
blueberry pie she wants.
But I mean, that's the thing to consider. Are they vegetarian? Because none of them are eating meat, or is it they're upset because some of the meat was dragon, so now they're not comfortable with any of it.
Maybe they don't like medium rare steak.
Well, keep an eye on them for now is the best thing we could do. We don't want to go confronting them or giving them reason to be suspicious.
Yep. So it seems like the idea is we let them leave and try and ambush them when they're not here and they're kind of just on their own. But then as some of them are onto it, they tell others, "Oh shit, we've been found," and then they just try and run.
Well, that's also why we have people following, but they tend not to know who the others are. Like, we just
yes.
had the one guy, like, they tend to be, as the dude in the dungeon said, they tend to be isolated and only know a few. I guess we were just very lucky that he happened to know a bunch, or Janet were just very kind, but, like, we know who they are. They're not changing their face anytime soon. We just have people follow them. People that we know are not Dragonborn. And we have that one guy being called for. So, like,
I think we're good.
and plus we have wizards who can scry.
They're immune to that with their necklaces.
Ooh, is it non-detection? Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I believe.
If it's
Yeah.
amulet of proof against detection and location thing, there would just be like a weird void-like thing. I think.
basically.
Well, you wouldn't even be able to cast the spell. So
Well, he had ruled that true sight is the one thing that goes above that.
Oh yeah, it's true sight. Let's see. So, I mean, like I said, just I feel like we'll have time. But if you want to get those two specific ones, pull them out. Like, there's nothing against it. It's just a higher risk. Like, if we can get them far
Yep.
enough away from where people won't hear the commotion, because I doubt they'll come quiet.
I don't think we need to. I think we can try and get them later.
Yeah, I think it's best to just observe them, and if they get more suspicious, I'll try to act in a way that is counter to our long-term efforts. Then, then we can come back to it. But for now, they just probably, for all we know, they probably just find it weird. It's like, how come we got blueberry when they got cherry? I want cherry. Stuff like that.
Yeah, you can know it, like, if you want to, Dejar, kid, you just go up and be like, you go through the tables, do that thing where the server checks on people, how they enjoy it, and then be like, oh, I noticed you haven't eaten your dessert on your steak. Is everything okay? Would you like a different dessert? Is the steak not cooked to your liking? Things like that.
Yeah, I'll do that, actually.
All right.
I had to get up anyway.
So
He stretches.
who are you going up? Who are you going over to?
May I give some advice on that?
Sure.
Instead of going directly up to individual people, do like a round where you're looking over people and then acting like you're spotting something and then going over.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining happening.
That was the idea. I was gonna go just beeline straight to him.
Okay. Deshar, I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
Alright.
Okay. Good to know. So as you make your way over towards, let's see. We can go down the list here, I guess. Bilgar Grouchbeard. He's sat next to Lieutenant Heckett. They're kind of talking amongst each other. Again, sort of like a sort of low murmur to each other as they're kind of leaning close. And they immediately seem to separate and look to you as you come over. Bilgar gives a friendly smile. Hey,
Everything okay?
hey, everything's fine.
Did
The
you
desserts are good.
didn't seem like
And he's not even touched his blueberry pie.
I think Spice exploded. Nope, there you are. Okay.
I had to deal with my dad for a second. So,
Hey.
did you want anything else to eat? You seem like you.
Another round of ale, if possible. He kind of gestures to the two empty steins of beer.
You want a different dessert or anything? I could probably eat.
Oh, do you think we'd be able to get one of those red berry pies, if possible?
Okay, sure. And you will get the steins and get the red desserts.
All right.
Bit like the blue that are giving them to the overachievers.
Okay.
He's gonna eat one of the blueberry pies himself.
Knuckles comes back to them, gives them their steins full and red desserts. Hope you
Alright.
have a wonderful evening.
You too. So you make a perception check.
Did you say Sayun or
Sayun.
yeah?
27.
These goggles.
As you take a brief glance around the rest of the hall, you notice over where as the Jar leaves. Let's see.
Their physical descriptions. You don't have to do names, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
As-
know who's who. I just know old lady, mohawk,
Yeah.
like laid back dude.
I don't even know
As-
that. I just know we know who they are.
As
Lieutenant
as
Mohawk Blacksmith.
as Dejar leaves the pairing of Bilgar and Heket, the Mohawk guy and the older woman. You notice, Sayun, a very brief flash of light underneath the table. It's very, very faint. You've seen it occur whenever a sending stone has been used, and he seems to drop his knife on the ground and leans over to try and pick it up.
And Sal
they
will.
talk.
Sal will sort of wait for a moment, see when he gets back up, and then alert everybody, like someone just used a sending stone.
Dejar will use earring. Well, Stallion found out that they've been used the sending stone. That's quite unfortunate.
Watch as
Of that, and somebody using a sending stone. Sal didn't mention like the particulars of it, so Velm's gonna make an assumption of just like who's behaving weirdly. Are they moving in any certain ways? Because we basically pinned down where they're sitting or standing and who they are. So hopefully you've got a easier time picking them out. But Velm's gonna look to see if any of them are behaving suspiciously different suddenly.
make a perception check, or insight check, actually.
They're both the same, but I'll go with insight because Velm.
24. Sayun kind of points this out to you, and you look over to towards Bilgar.
You don't have to give me a name. It's okay.
You look over to
Yeah, it's okay.
you,
Sorry.
you look over to the dwarf with the mohawk and the older woman, the quartermaster and the officer. The older woman kind of looks over, kind of side eyes the dwarf for a moment, and they both sort of return to their meal. And they you notice he seems to be picking at the different things on the plate, but they're mostly keeping to their ales. They kind of return to talking to each other.
And over the earring one. Them two over there, and he'll pick the ones we're talking about because fuck my memory. I don't know if they were the target of the message or if they're just being squirrely for no reason, but I'll keep a close eye on them as well.
Right.
Have any of them moved far from where they sort of situated themselves yet?
They all seem to be remaining where they first sat. In fact, with what you now know, Vellum, and your 24 insight check, it seems as though they don't want to arouse any suspicion. Even more so. There's that, how would I explain it? This trepidation, this unsure, like, do they know? Do they not know? Have we been discovered? Have we not?
Okay. And then after like a pause, we'll follow up. They're all being very careful of themselves. I don't know if that means that they know they're being watched or if they're just paranoid, but be careful about how you act around them.
Back over the earring noted they were acting rather odd when I asked them about their food. Because so berry pies apparently they didn't like the blueberry.
You can definitely sense, Vellum, there's a sort of almost Mexican standoff situation happening here.
Well, we'll just have to see how the rest of the evening goes. And if we dive on them and don't get too interested in them, then they're definitely gonna be back.
I think now that we know who they are, the best thing we can do is let them do what they're gonna do, and we just try and pick them off as to become less conspicuous later on, and there isn't just a big ass group.
Yeah, we've done us, and we don't need to take any more actions to find or confirm people because we are shit list. So we just sort of behave as normal, like we're not doing anything. They'll either hopefully lower the guard a bit more, or we'll just buy ourselves some breathing room until later when we just fucking yoink.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, the evening goes on. And after a good hour or so, your true sight, Deja, falls away. But it served its purpose. For now. And as you keep a very, very close eye on things, there's unbeknownst to most of the soldiers here, who are simply enjoying this feast for what it is. The first good food in a very, very long time. Unbeknownst to them, this almost like this secret Mexican standoff beneath the surface is happening. You both keep a very, very, very close eye on these four individuals. After a good while, the War Master comes back, whispers something in Selma's ear, and she gives a concerned nod, whispers back something in Jack's ear. And Jack immediately kind of rushes out of the hall. Someone comes over to you.
Alright, who died?
Seems Rakal is no longer in the wall. We believe he's escaped. He's fled.
What happened to keeping an eye on him?
He was pursued. Unfortunately, he fled the wall.
Any specific direction? Up, down? Did he fly away?
Not quite. From what I've been told, he's vaulting down the side of the wall, Tanzian side. Shortly before he could reach the bottom, used his breath, turned invisible, fled. Many arrows were fired upon him, but didn't get him in time.
So, not only are we going to have to out if these jokers go back to their room, it might disappearing act.
Oh, the Tanzian side, you say?
Aye, the Tanzian side.
Okay. How much longer? In for the most military institutions, like celebrations have a very sharp time limit. How much longer until everything is over?
Not long.
That's cool.
In about 15 minutes, we'll have everyone back to their stations.
Okay.
We have sent a small scouting group to pursue this individual as far as we can out into Tanzia.
Well, I'm sure you have excellent trackers.
Well, you know who he is.
We do.
You'd be told for him to assume any new identities. On account of, somebody needing to go out and die for him to assume first. And if he's on all, he won't rightly know.
Have the others made any
I think
move yet?
all there is for us to do is let time pass. Yeah, I don't think there's any more for us to do here.
Alright. So, as the evening progresses, 15 more minutes. By this point, everyone's finished their meals, and one by one, they are dismissed back to their stations, their posts. And you notice those four within this chamber that Tajal pointed out. They're also returning to their stations for the evening. Gradually, the hall empties out until there's naught left but empty plates and the service has finished and everyone is returning back to their stations. What would you like to do?
I think now we're gonna kind of pick them off. I think
Yeah.
that was the initial idea.
We'll try and hit them all at once in case.
One
Shenanigans.
escapes.
Alright.
If somebody... They've used their stones. Who's used their stones?
The lieutenant and
Lady.
this guy. Yep.
Can we get those ones? Because if anything
You
happens...
saw you saw Bilgar, the dwarf with the mohawk, being down. And there was a flash similar to a sending stone. You didn't see anyone else have that same do anything similar.
So the rest of them may still have some to quickly get warnings out with. So maybe
The
we
best-
want to try and.
Hey, while everyone's filtering out, Dejan, can you go and try to pick up pockets of any sending stones?
Sure,
No.
I can definitely do that.
So,
And
Hmm.
you know what?
Okay.
Can she become invisible to it?
I have
because
great
she can be very
invisibility, so I can do
conspicuous as
that.
the only Naga and hero.
Instead to be
So-
greater invisibility, we'd want you to just.
Oh, wait,
pickpocket
yeah,
somebody and just
yeah.
turn the-
Regular invisibility on pickpocketing would fall, wouldn't? No, it's not an
Yes.
attack.
Well, I'd still rather just do great invisibility just in case.
I mean, but
That-
no
that-
other reason to really
yeah,
use
that does only
high
last-
spells.
Rate of invisibility only lasts 1 minute, so you've got most likely one attempt at this.
Right.
Yeah. Just go do regular invisibility. Like a fast and
I don't
hour.
thi- yeah, I
Greater
don't-
is
attack.
important.
Yeah,
It's not an attack. It
not-
should not fall.
it's not an attack. It's I don't think counts as anything else that might drop the invisibility for you.
Alright
Yeah,
then,
because
so
pickpocket with regular invisibility, there would be a lot of upset rogues.
yeah. Okay then, so regular invisibility it is.
All right. So once again, kind of dipping underneath the table to briefly whisper an incantation. You, the rest of you next to Jar, see as she vanishes into thin air.
And off I go to pocket.
All right. I'll also say, go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage. Both because of just the general din of everyone filtering out, chattering amongst themselves, and because you have invisibility. The DC to detect you is going to be modified by the sheer amount of sound going on.
Okay.
I'm just imagining people tripping
Alt
over an
is
invisible table.
is advantage, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Make sure you hold it down for like a good second.
15. Okay. So you deftly begin to weave your way through the crowd. No one seems to notice. You come upon the four figures that you saw with that sort of with the sort of draconic overlay of shadow upon them as you were looking through them with your true sight. Who would you like to go for first?
Let's go for the scout.
The scout. Okay. Okay, sleight of hand check, please. 22. With ease, you deftly sneak your nimble serpentine hand into his side pocket, and you pull out what looks like a dagger. You don't find anything that would resemble a sending stone. Most likely because he doesn't have a sending stone on him. But
Okay,
you
then.
do pull out this strangely forged, sort of dark, vicious, sort of jagged dagger.
Alright, so now away, going to Grimsilver.
All right. Go ahead and make another sleight of hand check. 14.
Oh no.
Okay. Against his passive perception, that succeeds. You once again deftly weave your hand into his pockets this time. Again, you find another dagger. No sending stone.
Okay then, I'm going
Dagger.
after Grout. After Groutbeard.
Routbeard, okay. So make another sleight of hand check. 16. That succeeds. This time, as you kind of sneak your hand into his pockets, you find a round, smooth object. Pluck it out of the sight of everyone else. And you indeed see what looks like a sending stone. It appears to have been used.
And I'm going to pickpocket the lieutenant, just in case.
Alright. Another sleight of hand check. 25. Even quieter than the previous times. You find 2 daggers.
Well,
So
disarmed.
it
What's
seems
the
Full
success
Skyrim on this shit. Just take their armor next.
it
No,
seems
she's not on a high enough level at that perk yet.
it seems as though Bilgar may have been the only one with a sending stone.
Well, they're disarmed now,
Yeah.
and they have no communication.
Like, fuck,
So-
did I lose dagger?
Oh man, I left my ritual dagger. Shit, you left your ritual dagger too? Fuck, how did all of our daggers at the same place?
I'm just picturing us like ambushing them and they go to draw their daggers. And it's like,
Oh. Well, shit, I give up then.
oh fuck.
Oh shit, dude. Well, let's not forget that one person has a spear.
True. Steal his spear. No. Be a little obvious.
That's too obvious.
Yeah, just a spear starts floating. No.
Alright, so you have successfully gathered 4 daggers in total and a sending stone.
Oils and floor.
There you go.
Good job.
Well done.
Gotta love the sneak thief.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
Yes, yes.
It's smart thinking as well. And actually, I'll give that inspiration to Liska as well, because she's the one who suggested it in the first place.
Very nice.
It's like, hey, don't we have a theme? Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody remembered.
these asshole sending stones are always.
Take them melodic.
All right. So as you return to the table, you kind of duck underneath, dismiss the invisibility, come back up, and reveal your treasure trove to the rest of the party.
Yep. Found
Oh, yeah.
these on, well, the scouts and everyone else. The Mohawk dwarf blacksmith, I think. He had this in his stone. It seems to be used, unfortunately. I took all the daggers, so they're fully weaponless.
Sao just kind of looks at the shop for a moment. Realize
Are they noticing it now? I don't think so. They'll notice it. Just
Maybe they'll notice it when they go to them out when they're still.
quite unfortunate.
Well, the question is, do we want to pick them off one by one, or do we want to split off and get them
Simultaneously.
one go, so there's less...
Split. Strength in numbers. Deny him that.
I think we should go like relatively quickly, if only because we now know they can just turn invisible.
Yeah, this
Now,
do that now.
If I recall correctly, you experienced this sort of thing before in the this would be the ruins where you first fought Mortithax. You were jumped by a number of by a scouting team of Dragonborn. I believe one of which was some sort of assassin type Dragonborn who appeared from the shadows.
So some of them are just innately.
I think the
invisible,
assassins
which-
or the casters can turn invisible and the warriors breathe.
I mean, does this change the fact we still have to, like, this doesn't change anything?
I don't
We
think
still
it
have to
does.
go. Yeah, we still have to go soon.
Yeah, sooner
Well,
the better.
then-
I'm just worried about them like
Yeah, I'm just-
hearing a ruckus and then poof, they're gone.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this was established before. It's like nothing.
It was established.
nothing
Yeah.
new.
Okay. Yeah. There's been a lot here. There's been a lot of time discussing this, and I don't think anything's changed. We're waiting for things to end,
And
right?
they-
People start going back to their stations, and we're
Yep.
going to pick them all.
that is what is currently happening.
So we're
We're
taking a
going to
risk
wait for.
on using guaranteed one by one and hoping we can swoosh in
Well,
and wrangle the rest.
it shouldn't just be us. We maybe we go for. We can go for some, and to leave the rest because it seems foolish to let them all gather there.
I have an idea,
Hmm.
but it might best work for stuff like the quartermasters,
Okay.
where we are talking with Dawnbringer, discussing some things and are ready, and then we have the quartermasters come in per Dawnbringer's request to talk about, now that Mortifax is dead, we might need a bit of restructuring in terms of, cresting new gear, materials, that kind of thing. That be the prompt to lure them in while we are quote unquote already in talk.
That might tip them off, mainly because
Yeah.
of how very paranoid and squirrely they've been.
I like the idea.
Yeah, they're already
but-
on high alert.
Yeah, so we might as well just,
I think
Get
the
the
big
going.
thing is we just jump them.
yeah,
It'd be dangerous if we do it all together. But then that danger's on us. If we don't do them all together, the danger is that other guards not as capable as us try to other ones at the same time,
Yeah, that's my
and some
worry.
guards die. Or they don't try and get them at the same time, and we really just do it one by one, and people find out and get away.
Yeah, I would like to pose the idea of like, I know it's a heinous rule of not do this, but if we split ourselves off with groups of boys, that sort of spreads our chances a bit more, but we're also not doing all the work as well. It's like, it's a conjoined effort with some guard folk to get these guys before they either scarper or, hurt some of the guys who haven't got hero type folk with them. At least that's my thinking. It's not a
Alright.
nice idea to sort of diminish our overall strength in specific instances, but in the same breath, like you said, they could actually injure some guards in their escape. They could just ollie outie without any resistance by hearing a ruckus and just going, oh, well, time to leave, invisible.
So this is a really huge wall. And
It's gonna take-
I don't know if they're so my thing is we took away they didn't have any means of communication. They probably don't all work within line of sight or line of hearing of each other.
We can probably confirm that, just to
Yeah.
be sure.
So if anything, taking them one by one might not be as bad as Taylor's saying. As if there are witnesses, we would say, look at this, take off the amulet. Oh, it's a dragonborn. Your mouth shut.
Yeah. And that's pretty good, because if we let them go back to us and they are separate, and now we know that they don't have stones, unless they have more stones in their room or hidden at their post or whatever, they can't communicate, and they wouldn't be able to get those items out and use them in the same. So, we ambush them one by one.
If there's just
That's
on the
probably
off
the
chance,
best.
we should check apart they are from each other so we can plan our route more effectively. And on top of that, if they're too close to each other, we can maybe get a 2-for.
Let's
Let's talk to Selma.
we spent a very long time. Let's talk to her and just get that information and say,
Exactly.
All right, so you're gonna talk to Selma about this plan, yeah?
Yeah, or just to figure out, like, where do they work? Where are they stationed?
Make sure they're not near each other.
Knowing where they are, that's the main information we need.
And she, as you kind of explain this to her, she's, "Well, I can show you where they're stationed. Aye. You say you're going to try to get them with their guard down while they're in their quarters, eh?
Yeah.
But you've seen, from what I've seen, you're all very capable people. But if you need any help, I have a few guards at my disposal, who I've informed about the situation. I told them to keep their mouths shut about the whole endeavour. For now, at least.
Oh, do we want to take them alive, or are we just going to kill them?
That is a good point.
Because what can we glean from them? The one we probably want's already gone. They don't know where he's going. They don't know what he's going to change to look like. So, like, do they have to be alive?
Personally, I feel like they're far too dangerous to be left alive.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Then I see how some of your men at the to essentially control the A&B cleanup crews.
Sorry, what was that?
Control the area and be cleanup crews.
You have some of our boys ready.
That can be done. I'll station some of my guards around any choke points they might try to escape past. I feel with all of you handling the surprise, might go a fair bit better than trying to deal with Quartermaster Rakal. Situation that occurred there.
Very good. Good. Alright, I think we're good.
Okay, so
Shall we get going?
Let's get to getting.
I've been jonesing for this.
okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's
So-
close this chapter and never have to deal with this again.
Who are you going to jump first?
Well, who closes?
One of the reasons we went to her is the one that would be
Oh yes.
closest. So
yeah, okay.
we're sort of like, hey, this is where you just take control, and we
All
say,
right.
hey, Selma, aka DM, what's the order that would be most efficient
Right, so
based on the layout of this place?
Selma points you towards Lieutenant Heckett's room, office rather, where she normally stays. She leads you through a number of long hallways, past a few antechambers, towards a chamber that overlooks the main courtyard. Appears she definitely holds a station here when it comes to training troops, which such a station, now with the information has been revealed, would explain why many of the troops go missing out in the Morbog.
Shame.
Unfortunate.
Selma kind of knocks on the door briefly. Lieutenant, I'd like to speak to you about recent changes in command structure. Now that the Daughter of Night has met her end. There's silence that comes from the room beyond. Someone looks to all of you.
I'll just
With a
look
raised
to
brow.
Liska and Grunker for a moment.
The old Grunker battering ram.
Don't worry, I'll fix the door afterwards. Just gestures to the door.
Going to try to just open it first.
It appears to be locked. It appears to be locked.
Alright. Liska's gonna turn to the commander and be like, get everybody as you can into the courtyard below. She probably the window. And then she's going to
So nods.
attach Grunka to the door and much like old times,
Yep. So
kick the door open
hold on.
to send Grunka flying into him.
As you're doing this, Selma kind of looks to a number of guards below. Who it seems as though she's already stationed there in preparation for this. She, after speaking with the War Master beforehand, she gives a hand signal, and they all kind of come into formation, just ready for whatever may happen. And
ready in action to yeet javelin. So when we take the target.
okay.
I'm ready in action for.
So
I was just holding her firearm at the ready, but not holding anything ready. Everybody else, she does block.
Liska, make me.
Is the door locked?
Yeah, the door.
Yes.
It
The
is.
door is locked. Liska, make me an athletics check. I don't think anyone is helping you with this beyond.
Grunka's helping.
Yeah. Fuck it, why not? But make an athletics check with advantage. 22.
Oh yeah.
The door swings wide, comes off of its hinges, and just crashes to the ground. And inside, you see this kind of stately-looking office from sort of carved from stone. You can see a number of ornate-looking carvings in the wall. A desk, kind of a stone desk in the center of the room. Off to the side is a bed, and you see the window is open, and where you expect to see the middle-aged sort of human woman, you instead see a dark cloaked draconic figure who appears to be on the verge of stepping out of the window, and you can see a rope in his hand, which seems to be affixed to the desk.
Well, that's nice because
Can I-
Grunka's flying through the room.
Yeah, we need a target for us to target.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me let me get some combat music up.
Can we actually see him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
There
I'd
he
like
is.
to cast a spell as soon as I can see him.
All right.
We are way. we
So
are
you
all
see,
the same.
I'm
you
prepped
see
as
this
well.
this sort of wiry-looking female dragonborn dressed in this dark cloak, dark hood. And as soon as you open the door, she attempts to go for her daggers. However, she just meets empty sheaths.
Oh,
At that
looking for
point,
me.
everyone opens fire, I presume.
It,
Triggered actions go off.
is she climbing out of the window, or is she right now?
She appears to be in the midst of climbing out of the window. She's not in the midst, just about to climb out of the window.
Yeah, got the rope
So,
ready.
but she's not on the windowsill, one leg out yet. She's still
No.
fully in the room.
No, she is still fully in the room, and she's just gone to kind of quickly unsheath her daggers, almost by instinct, and there's nothing there. She has no daggers.
I'd like something really quick that I think the rest of you would appreciate. He's going to point at the ground on her feet and shout the words "lay," and
Oh no.
I'm gonna command.
Oh shit!
Shit. Nay.
And
Which version of layer are you talking about?
Well,
that
I think he means grovel.
Yeah, a grovel, whatever. Drop
The one that
down,
makes you go
lay on
go-
the ground.
well, that's
I
question.
mean, that just helps.
I have a question.
So Grunka's flying through the air towards her.
And he's now on the ground, so Grunka will careen into the wall.
Well, no. So
there's
There's a lot of stuff happening. With
Yeah,
command, it happens on her turn. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Grunka can all the stuff can still probably go off. It's just
Okay,
command
so
can
I
happen.
figured
on-
I was about to ask of order of options because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all have ready action. This is
That's a-
going on.
Very
Be
funky.
clear and
That's very
concise.
funky effect.
So
Oh man, she's
It's
3D.
so what I'll do
Oh,
here,
Take out your glasses,
I
guys.
just briefly put
Oh, man,
you all
like,
into
you're going right
initiative. So Venom's held action goes first.
Alrighty. And thankfully, she goes prone on her turn. I should be all good to hit.
That hits.
Oh god.
Just
Pierces
a little
str-
streak of shimmery metal just goes straight into her.
Question: Is she not? Is this a surprise round?
this is
She's
a
an initiative.
it's done that thing again where it doesn't appear in. God damn it. Okay. So she is on my screen. It's 11.18 on the initiative. So she goes after you, Liska.
Okay.
Right. So Venom's
Alrighty,
held
yeah,
attack. Straight, piercing ray of light straight into her shoulder. Grunka flying through the air.
Actually, Jane, it was a thing I was gonna ask.
Mhm.
The fight we had with Angus's demon thing that we had,
Yes.
that was this day or was that like yesterday?
This was.
Have we had a long rest?
It was this
had a long
morning,
rest.
very early. Okay. No, yeah,
Okay, so we have had.
yeah, because you completed that long rest. You finished it off this morning. There you
Okay,
go.
good. Because I just had like I might as well just do that then, because I had exhaustion and all that shit. I power slept while in the air.
Yeah.
Power nap. A power nap slash G-force induced blackout.
So as
That
Grunka's
is
flying
so
through the
oddly
air
specific.
towards this black dragonborn.
Guess I'm just gonna like impact
All right.
in the chest and then like grapple.
Okay.
Grapple.
So this will be athletics versus acrobatics versus athletics. Actually, is it? Does it have to be?
Initiators do athletics
Oh, okay. There we go.
every time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so right, so acrobatics
Defenders can be athletics or acrobatics.
18, 27.
Oh.
You
Oh well, fuck.
like the iron like a humanoid iron bands of Vilaro. You just coil around her, and yeah, she's grappled.
It's just attached to the face.
Yeah, it's like a face hugger.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's gonna like impact her and do that. It's gonna be like pinning her arms to the side of her body, and he has hold on. Shut up. Under arrest.
and
Alright, Deja, what's your held action?
Tasha's mind whip.
Okay.
Bang that some bitch.
Exit.
Command doesn't have anything like funky going on with
It's
like
not
taking
working for me.
damage
What
and
the
shit. Like,
fuck?
There we go.
No, command just happens.
okay,
So
good.
intelligence saving throw. Actually, I think that should be automated. Go ahead and just go ahead and cast that.
There we go.
Oh,
Man, this poor lizard. is
can't take
fucked up.
every action until the end of its next turn. Okay. On its next turn, it must choose whether it gets to move. Gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. Only take one. Okay. Right. So that's
It's nice as hell.
yeah.
That is just evil.
Get fucked.
I mean, that's second level for you.
Okay then. Next up is Angus. Angus did that was a command.
So now she has to drop prone.
Yep, on her turn.
Yes.
All right. So this.
So is this turn? Yep, that prepared. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was gonna kind of ask. So like, reactions happen outside of happen, and then throw happens. Or we just because Liska, this is a surprise round. Can she just move and do her full turn, or like like what happens?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
asking.
this is a surprise round. So the Black Dragonborn does not get its actions, action, bonus action, reaction, or movement.
Okay, yeah, but what about Liska?
Yes, you can do your turn.
Okay.
So I can do my full turn. So I could move in this case that I wanted to.
Yes.
Then in that case, I'm gonna try to get closer, if I can, in a way that maybe won't block Lisa. Is that possible in this room?
It's a fairly small room. I'll just like improv a. Here we go. There's your square room.
If it's well, there will be furniture and shit. But tell you what, I'll do something a little bit.
door.
And then
There's the desk. There's the bed. There we go. So she is currently here.
there you go.
Grunker, I will say, he's just clung to her like a face hugger.
Chest hugger.
Ankle biter.
Yeah, there you go.
Face
biter.
puncher.
All of the above.
Okay, and Liska is sort of stooped here at the door. And it's just packed here, isn't it?
It's a small room.
Gotta do what you got.
Improv combat, guys.
All right, Liska, fuck him up.
Where was the window, January? Was it to the left?
Right behind her.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and that bitch.
Unfortunate. She must die.
Oh, there. Now you're moving. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh dear God.
Christ.
I love that the soul is the width of the room.
It's fairly accurate.
Necrotic. Oh, is it the wrath thing?
Yep, Rune of Wrath.
So gave her the rune.
And then
That should have
Yeah.
rolled off by now.
Yeah. Non-lethal necrotic damage.
because this is. Oh no, I can't do that. Anyway, so yeah, and that will be Liska's turn.
Alright, so Black Dragonborn cannot take her turn. She is royally fucked.
Has to go prone as well.
Yes, has to go
No,
prone.
Well, she has to drop prone.
Remind whip is to go prone.
Yep. he is out of options.
You may choose what to
Reaction to
do.
fall prone.
You choose to fall prone. Congratulations. You have disadvantage to melee attack, and all melee attacks against you have advantage.
You are
Alright.
what we call royally fucked.
So Ian, what would you actually do? You see through this open door, the chaos unfurling. In fact, actually, because she's just dropped prone behind the desk, I don't think anyone else here would actually be able to see her.
I don't think we need to.
Well, if
No,
anyone
just-
wanted to make a ranged attack or a spell, they could. Is what.
So I just stands there for a second, just be like, lower the gun, just gets ready to get out some rope in case they need it, because tiny room. Yeah, they got the handles.
The deed is done.
The deed is done.
Alright, Sayun. Not Sayun, Vellum.
Wow, is it because we're both orcish? I see how it is.
Yes.
I'm a half orc. I'm also targeting myself. I don't know why I'm doing it. Yeah, just squeeze my way into the room. It doesn't matter the grid. I'm going here. Fuck it, I'm gonna jump on the table. Is this the table?
Yep, that is a desk.
It's
Alright,
actually
I'm gonna pummel this bitch. I don't get advantage here, 'cause, you know.
Yeah,
no
she's
point.
grown.
Yeah, she's grown.
Sure. I'm stupid.
There you go.
Look at me
Also
being
grown.
dumb. Alrighty.
Also
I'm gonna
this
say
training.
these are non-lethal because then we at least have the option. We'll just
Can you none? Oh yeah, no, you can just
pummel whack.
sword butt.
What is it? Oh, it's because I didn't target it. That's-
Alright,
Pummel whack.
and. Cool. Make that knockout blow.
Just she's probably just like face down in where she was commanded, and probably trying to struggle to look up, and then just suddenly there's a hilt of a sun blade just right between the eyes.
And with that, she is out.
Well, that was painless. Who's next?
Me.
I mean, Selma did say to kill her, so go ahead. There's the back of her neck. You've got the executioner's axe.
Oh, you're talking to me. Okay.
Yes.
The
Oh,
only
okay.
answer.
Are we sure? Yeah. Which was your one-way trip?
I mean, we've discussed how there's no real reason
Okay.
to keep them alive, and they're more dangerous alive than dead.
Unless she's conscious of killing an unconscious murderer.
No.
Really, more just be putting them out of their misery.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
We're gonna go shove their head up.
Alright, so with one swift cauterizing through the neck, the head rolls.
Man, that's handy. It doesn't mess or anything.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking, do you even need the cleanup? You know, that worked so well. How about we do that for the next few other lads? Finish it up in that exact same routine.
Sure, I guess.
Is that your way of
Liska-
saying we just
Liska looks
fast forward
at-
through everything?
Yes.
Liska looks at all the blood that's like on her sword and around the room. Like, I mean, that's very clean. But I have this, and she pulls out this cleansing stone and just starts like poking.
I like to imagine it makes like a straw at the bottom of the cup sound. Just, you know.
Just make whenever she uses it, you just had to sound Kim Cleaner.
Okay, so
Oh, hit a coin.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt. How do I get ammo back again? Manually add it back on.
Once combat is over, you should get like a prompt for it.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Is combat over, Jenner?
combat is over. I did.
Oh, okay.
It should have.
I guess I didn't get a problem. I'll manually add it back on. It's fine.
All right,
Well,
so
there you go.
I guess what we could do here, just to save save on time, is
Yeah, dinner took a while.
you. Selma begins guiding you around each of these high station individuals, these spies that have gained this high esteem within the top echelons of the order over the past decades, and with the tactics that you now have in your mind, using those to spring a surprise on each and every one of these spies. You summarily, one by one, execute each and every one of them. And it's, they are nowhere near the status of, say, a Dragonlance or a Dragonborn Knight or anything else of the sort. They are not prepared. Plus, Dejar ridded them of their weapons, so there is very little chance in them fighting back.
Sucks to be. I will make a point of if Vellum is obviously it's not going to go exactly to D, but if Vellum is presented with the opportunity to kill, he will usually knock out. Let somebody else do it. In this particular instance, he hasn't been very sort of. Well, I know nobody's jovial in the throes of combat, but there's definitely more stoicism at play.
Plus, knocking them out is also the fastest way to kill them, because then they can't fight back.
In fact,
It's just a small mercy when they die.
the Dragonborn impersonating Scout Tochel does very narrowly manage to make his way past all of you and sort of out into the corridor. However, Angus and Vellum would be there sort of waiting with their weapons drawn, and you very easily knock him unconscious and execute him then and there.
Yeah, does Vellum knocking them unconscious so someone else could kill them?
If a situation arises where that occurs, yes, because he's not always going to be the one to get the last killing blow. But if he is, then pummel. And he doesn't sort of mention anything about it, and he doesn't seem to raise any objection to being executed. There's a weird sort of middle ground.
Crunch.
That's an interesting thing. Does Ligiska have anything to say about that?
Well, I mean, again, it kind of depends on how often it happens. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
he
didn't want
happens
to
be
say it
the one
happens
that's
every time, 'cause not every instance of this in this fast forwarding we're doing would be exactly as it played out in the first one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if it ended up as the case, then that would be what happened. So let's say like 1 or 2 times.
I
No,
will.
one more time at most.
But what
'cause
would be obvious is that he's not using he's not actually busting out the sword. He's just using someone with the hilt, with like the handle.
like the blade is out, but he doesn't end up using it. The weird part.
Yeah. she's
So
in her-
multiple times he has used the hilt and knocked someone unconscious, and Grunka have to execute them.
Well,
Or somebody else is left to make that decision. Yes.
In this case, Grunka.
well, we don't know how these combats are playing out. That's why I
Yeah.
was asking. So he busts out the sword and then proceeds to use the blade.
In the particular instance, yes.
Okay.
Okay. We understand this instance. In the imagination of going forward, is he hacking people up with the blade?
No,
Or is he
that's
just-
what we're talking about. In this entire instance, like the 4 combats, he pulls the blade out, it
Yes.
lights up, but he's hitting them with the hand.
Is that what he's doing?
That is exactly it. Yes.
Yeah, like probably after the second one, Liska's gonna be like, why are you getting the blade out and then hitting them with the pommel? That seems kind of silly. Why you're not using the blade?
I don't know. Like I'm ready to take them out if need be, but
It needs to be like you knocked him out and then walked away, and Grunka had to kill the one, and then I noticed that you weren't attacked to kill this guy. As they're standing over the body.
I don't know, Liska. I should be offing them. But some in me is just not following through.
Is it because... Well, maybe now is not the time to ask about that. Do you be in the combat? You do not have to participate.
I'm not taking any risks, even if I'm.
I mean, you can...
Actually, you are if you're not. Hey, she's got the point. You're taking risk but not being your best.
I mean, I understand if you don't want to kill them, but, like, we're going into this to kill them. Like, again, do you not want to participate? It is okay if you do not want to.
You can set them out.
I shouldn't, and I don't want to.
To keep them or sit out.
Sit out. I just guess I'm worried about what'll happen when I do. When I actually follow through.
But
Now, I couldn't help but notice that first one, you fucking got him right with the javelin. If that was, I don't know, a little bit closer to center and hit him in the heart, he'd be dead there. Do you not care about killing him, or do you not care about killing him with your fancy sword?
I don't know how I feel about killing. Look, let's just keep going. I'll be fine. And I'll just... At that point, it just sort of picks up the pace, and the thought ends there. Because I presume we're moving and talking any sensible people.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. And he's gonna look up to Liska, which is a very hard crane of the neck. And there's an obviously sort of sad and concerned look in his eye. And then he looks forward and keeps walking.
yep, Liska just... She doesn't notice because he's so small. But yeah, she's
That's
just
fair.
moving forward, just kind of like a light frown on her face, because she just kind of like looks, like watches Velon, but continues on without saying a word.
All right. And after you dispatch that last Black Dragonborn spy, Selma kind of makes her way up. Thank you. Thank all of you.
You have my deepest stolen for those lost. These are obviously high ranking, and your structure will suffer, but I can only imagine how your friendships will, knowing this. And he takes off his little chef's hat beret.
It will take
Now
some
we just
time
did.
to...
Now it's just that dude run away.
Doubtless the Sabres are going to spend quite a bit of time tracking him down. Can't risk him killing any more people.
Do you go on patrol on the Tansian side of the wall?
Very rarely. Only when the Empire allows it.
I might just suggest at that point let him go. Because if he slips one, gets one guy that dies, or one guy gets lost, he assumes that identity and comes back and the problem starts over. But if everyone in your team comes back whole, knowingly no one's been got or lost, who's he gonna come back and replace?
Kind of.
He's alone and probably gonna die in the wilderness. And if not, he'll live out as a hermit, completely isolated.
Kind of thinks to herself. Perhaps you're right. But it's well worth alerting the Tansian authorities to this threat on their border.
To that I agree. A simple message or sending ought to do well. Let them know, keep wearing this, and decide in a couple will be on the road. And if we come across him, well, we'll send him to, I can't believe I just forgot his name. Barracuda.
She gives a tilt of the head. You mean Banzala?
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, it's trade tongue phonetics.
Well, it will certainly take some time to restructure the hierarchy here at the Order. And I'll take this as lessons learned, not to trust too freely.
Well, hopefully we've done our best to earn yours.
Oh, certainly. You've done the Order an invaluable service here. Not just today, but the last few days.
Well, to be completely honest, we would not have gotten here if not for your lad. He was one hell of a scout. He stuck with us well beyond what we paid him for. He allowed us to get to a place we may not have been able to find, and he showed a courage and excellency that you would not find, and no offense to you, probably 90% of the people you got here. So, treat him right.
Oh, I've been hearing of his exploits in the Warlock. He's well on his way to earn our promotion. See?
Good. Can I ask a favor? Can you write a letter for me? I would like to use you. I know, Grunka, but we'll work on it. I'm gonna be heading through your nexus, if you allow it, and back up to the capital, and I would like your accounting of what happened down in the prison cellar. Me tooting me own horn is one thing, but a credible person like yourself accounting it may give me the right clearance to see the people I need to about it.
They can do that, but I'd like you to do me one thing.
Sure.
I've heard of what happened between you and one of those you rescued in Worthholm.
I haven't forgotten him.
At the soonest as when you're able. I'd like you to fulfill that promise you made to him.
Well, I'm available now. I'm gonna reach into his breast pocket, and he's going to pull out the necessary diamond. This one's on me.
Aye. This is not for me to be involved in, so I will leave that up to you. It falls upon me to see what to do about those you already have in the dungeons.
I'm gonna look to Dejar. Actually, on that note, you know any poison gas, any spells like that? Something. Put them to sleep. Just close them up there in the door, and nobody has to go in and get stabbed. They just fall asleep and die.
She Selma kind of holds up her hand. I'll deal with it.
And so it is. Then
You've all
I have
already
a lad to meet.
You've all of you have already done enough for us. You've far exceeded your so I'm just trying to
Station.
You all far
Expectations.
You've all far exceeded our expectations. There you go. If you'll excuse me. And with that, Shmeksoe kind of gestures to a number of guards that have been waiting by, gesturing them to sort of clear up the mess, if you will. So they do their due diligence, and she does hers. You are left to your own devices. Oh no, sorry. She does mention where Thurgoal is staying. Yeah, pretty vital.
Right.
Hey, I'd like to know where I could probably ask Grant.
All right. So you make your way to Thurgoal's station, where he's staying. It's less of a dedicated room and more of a barracks with bunking with other soldiers, if you will.
Aye.
And in place of his bed, you can see wrapped up is the presumably badly burned body of his brother. I believe you have the notes on what his brother's name is. I completely forgot.
I don't think he actually told me the brother's name.
I believe he did. It's probably, I think it's in your notes there. Let me double check.
Oh no, it's Thrasmith of Beastbane. He didn't tell me his name.
I believe he did. Yeah, I do remember Thurgoal told you his name.
No, it's Thrasmus and Thurgoal of Clan Beastbane, but it didn't last name.
Oh,
Something that he
last
deliberately
name.
excluded. Which is fine. I don't need that. That's dwarven fluff. At that point, so before he begins to walk over there, he's just going to say to the party, I'm going to try something I haven't done before. I'm going to try bringing somebody fully back that's been dead for a while. If you want to come and see, you know, you're welcome. So you know that hopefully it goes well, and if anything happens, I can do the same for you. Or, you know, it's an invitation if you want it.
The car will join.
I think I'll pass. If that's alright.
Of course.
Best of luck with it. I mean,
Yeah, you have fun with that playing game.
Tao doesn't outright say it, but she nods, and that is basically indicating, yeah, she's gonna tag along.
Okay.
Alright. So as you make your way through the keep, you do find him kind of sat by his bunk bed. The wrapped up figure on top of it. You notice as during the feast when you were serving those 1,000 people, he wasn't among them, and you can probably
Which makes
see
sense.
why. You can see him sort of grim-faced, and sorrowful.
Alright.
Kind of looks up. You come to fulfill your oath.
Aye. I'm sorry it took so long. I discovered I had quite a curse on me, and well, it probably would have been best from how it was consuming me. But I made the time with your brother, just so it happened to us all. But that is all is lifted. Now I'm here.
Thank
Would you like to take him to the little temple area of his faith?
Aye. He was a Cosmorg faithful, as am I.
Very
With that, he kind of takes the body, the wrapped up body, in his arms. And you can see him straining for a moment. He kind of refuses any help. He's going to carry this himself. Both make your way
I feel
to.
bad. Just saying, I feel bad.
Well, it's check your line of sights next time.
Yep.
You both make your way towards the temple to the Dwarven ancestor gods. Yeah, you can see the priestess that you enlisted to your help with. She's there tending to the ceremonial candles. You can see her lighting some incense here and there. The smell of it fills your nose.
Oh, hello, kid. Do get me a stick of incense and maybe a clean linen or two.
Oh, of course. And at this point, she does notice the wrapped up body. Is this a burial? Would you like him buried here? No. He's come to fulfill his oath. So he's capable of bringing people back. Oh, right, okay. Do you have a gem with you, a diamond?
He will present his big ass diamond.
Okay, let me grab some linens. And with that, she kind of scuttles off to one corner of the temple and comes back with with a set of white linen sheets. Where would you like to lay him down? And Thurgle nods towards the statue to Kazmorg. And silently, voicelessly, she lays the linens in front of it. Thurgle lays the body down. And he kneels beside the body and says you can tell he's saying a silent prayer in his head. Eyes closed, head kind of nodded downwards. And he silently looks to you, Angus.
You said your prayers? They matter deeply.
I can only hope that you are true to your oath, Angus Brackenbrick.
Why?
I've seen you done
Then
brief time that I've seen you. You can do you've woven a few miracles. I'd like to see another one woven. If you please.
he. He's gonna set down his intricate skull of Mortrim, and in his, I don't think he has one for specifically Casmord, but they're in front of the holy symbol. And just, I have sent one of me own you too soon. By an heir not but my own. It is to this I say, I am wrong. Rasmith, I call to you. Should the peaks not be so enticing to stay, and you willing to rejoin, I ask you. He's gonna unweave some of the bundle. He's gonna hold that decrepit hand with one, his other hand beginning to glow, wrap on top. Should you wish to rejoin, in to squeeze my hand. And if you will let him, Mortrim, please let this one come back. Just for now, knowing we will all return to you in time. And he's going to cast his spell before he's dead.
Alright. And what's the casting time on that?
It is
Because there is a rule on these
it's past that, so I'm looking at it. He's did the check. That's why I asked, prayed. That matters. If he has prayer to that god, which he just did, that will decrease. And if you think that what I have done is acceptable to decrease it, also awesome.
In fact,
So
I'd like you to make a religion check for me, please.
of course.
Okay. That does succeed. Let's see, with his prayer. Oh, that's an ability check. What? Persuasion check. Yeah, I'd say that succeeds.
So
You notice
there's
the priestess. It's also going to make it. It's going to say a short prayer. And I'm just going to do. Okay. And of course, Chrome freezes on me.
What is sense?
Alright.
15.
Does 15 work in this case to help?
As you cast the raised dead spell, you watch a series of runes begin to appear in a circle around the body of Thresmith, covered in the sheet. And you notice the sheet seems to billow at the mouth for a moment, and then the crease billows breathing.
I'm gonna pull it back so his mouth is clear to breathe and he's not smothered immediately.
Still burned. He's alive. What happened?
Say there.
Oh, I'm very bad.
You'll ruin the moment, Gronka.
I'm sorry. On the way in the deep city, while you were in chains, I went away with one of my spells and I killed you. Blame is not my own. You're with your brother for now.
He kind of looks up towards Thurgoll. There's still that stoic look in Thurgoll's eyes, but you can see that crack of a tear on the side of his cheek, and then a stifled smile. He has the gaze of someone who's seen many, many battles and many losses. And he takes a gauntleted hand, places it on your shoulder, and gives you a nod. And that he did Angus give him an oath silver coin? Coin, yeah.
Yes.
With that, he takes out a small knife from like as a sidearm, slices his palm, presses the coin in his palm, and hands it over to you. Consider your oath fulfilled, lad. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I leave you two, there will be many scars through life, but may yours only be from proper battle, not my mistakes. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and give him a full heal.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, you place a hand on his chest, his burned chest, and there's this shining, almost blinding bright light. Everyone has to the priestess and Thurgoll have to shield their eyes as you pump a full 70 hit points of divine healing into the burnt body of Thrasmith. And as the light clears, there is a
He's also no longer blind, deaf, or if he caught any diseases.
Indeed.
I believe this qualifies for overheal.
Yeah, and I'll give you inspiration on this, Angus. Still, there is scarring there. There is some scarring, but it's no longer incredibly painful to move. There is no more blemishing, no more raw skin that's been charred.
Good.
Yeah. He will survive.
Thrive.
And the heal. He will also thrive. And the exhaustion of having just been brought back to life seems to get the better of Thrasmith, and he finds himself very, very quickly, falling asleep. Yeah. Just
He
exhausted.
will likely be exhausted and frail for a time. It's not but a week, I imagine, but still can't be easy to come back from this. But you'll bounce back.
I will ensure he gets plenty of bed rest. Thank you.
With you by his side, he'll be fine. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. My clan shall always welcome you and yours. I hope a mistake on my part will not sully, as he kind of looks to the coin, the kin.
You have righted your mistake. That's all that can be asked.
Okay to be a little stealthy if you want to ask for something. You know, I'm offering. He kind of pulls out his little endless flask. Something tells me you've been dry for a little while, all sore and morose, and over here now we have a cause to celebrate.
So I've heard. Well, so
Hey.
I've witnessed.
First drinks time, as he holds out the flask and spends a little moment.
He nods, takes the flask, big swig of ale, and you both converse for the time being. And he kind of ends with, if I think of anything, I'll send you an eagle.
Aye, please do, please do. And if they have got set up on a little spot near Mountain Home, I know it's a bit up there, but I'm moving some of me kinsmen up there and a few from my clan directly, you know. So I'm putting up a place, and in not too long I'll have Morthome stirring back up again, hopefully with quite a few less spookies in there, so I won't be too far.
Well, I look forward to that day.
As do I. Next time I'll have to have a drink with you and your brother.
You know, that would be nice.
Oh, where are my honors? Turns over to Dejar. I kept you waiting. Should we go and take care of the rest before we set off?
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh shit, what's the time?
It's getting
He's got
towards
this,
late evening by this point.
I might have to run into the smith and brief him real quick, and then we'll meet up shy before mid and talk to that priest, eh?
Yes.
Alright, fantastic. I'm over there, and I'll be busy for a little bit, but I'll come back and we'll meet together.
Alright then.
Okay then.
Did you need...
Oh, go ahead.
Never mind. Just gonna ask, did you need me over there, or did you just... You're gonna do the blacksmith thingy alone?
I'm gonna at least talk to him. It's kind of late. He might not want to work now, but I'm not gonna disappear off to Doonhollow for a bit, and I already had to deal with this, but now that the lizard's in the bag, or in the cell, cat out of the bag, lizard in the cell, I can clearly say things. I hope he'll understand. But I'm just gonna touch base, maybe do a little work if he has it. If you want, you can tag along, but it's just... Oh, errands.
Give me something to do.
For that sake, since I just did a big ass fucking thing myself, do we want to pan to somebody else to do something?
Yeah. Anyone else want to do anything?
I got nothing really.
I have nothing really particular in mind.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay then. The
I wanted
floor.
it to just be the Angus session.
No, I get that. Just
Yeah.
sometimes we haven't got stuff to. We've done what we needed to. We're gonna do what we gotta do, and then we're gonna ollie outie.
All right. So, Angus and Dejar, you're making your way to what's his face? This is good. This guy.
What's his face, indeed?
Yes. What,
Good old.
what is his face? Largrim.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
So, Largrim was indeed at the feast. However, he's it's getting towards the late evening, and his shift is almost over. And as you do meet him as he's sort of packing up his things for the day. Oh, Angrim, was it?
Aye.
No, it was Angus actually.
Technically also true.
I was wondering when you'd show your face. Look, lad, I'm about to pack up here. Unless you want to reschedule.
Oh yeah, we absolutely can. I just wanted to talk with you, or if you've got 10 minutes, I can help with some fabrication. With the little, he wiggles his fingers. It's just some things went on with Selma, and I don't know how much we're supposed to say yet, but there are some lads here who weren't supposed to be.
Right.
We needed to take care of that. I really wasn't supposed to say anything about it, and that they needed me on that.
Hey, look. Well, if you're working with the commander, then it's not my place to question. Tell you what, we can do something real brief here. I've been meaning to whip up something for a friend of mine who's going out in the who's due to go out in the bog soon. Wanted something commissioned from me called a Vox helm. Now I've got most of the components made already. Perhaps you might be able to help me finish it off.
Oh, I'd be happy to do so. I can do some work on that. If you need something put together.
It's less putting stuff together, more like channeling a bit of magic into it. How are you with spells?
Capable. I ask Thrasmith. Or any of the folk over at the temple. They'll vouch for me. But if that's too much time, I can just show you. What can I do?
Kind of I need you to do you know any transmutation magic?
Oh yeah.
Do you know the spell Thaumaturgy?
No. Never learned that cantrip.
Yeah, thinks for a moment. Do have a few other projects that I could use some help with. Do you know what a dread helm is?
Oh. Hold on, he's gonna reach in his bag of holding, He's going to pull one out. I believe this is one.
Oh, that's a craftsmanship on that. Can I see that?
Yeah, he's going to pass it over. This one was worn by Oldor, one of the High Council of Morthon.
Oh, Doon's beard. It's a vicious looking thing, that
something
is.
like that, you know.
Well,
I might not know transmutation spells, to be honest, but he's going to turn over to Dejar, who's with him.
Hello.
oh,
She's real good at that.
do you know the thaumaturgy spell?
I do not know the thaumaturgy spell. That's not something I have on. I
2 for 2.
Well,
what do you need though? I may be able to compensate.
well, like I said, I've got a number of projects on the go. Some of which I could very easily. I need a few runes. Are any of you good at rune crafting?
Going to take out his +1 rune crafting tab.
Right, well, we're in business then. I
made this! As he puffs out his chest.
I'd never seen one of those before.
Cloud sort of holds up a finger as she's also there because she never actually left after the whole thing. As she takes out a bag. Here.
Oh yeah, that's right. She said she would join. Fuck.
Yeah.
I thought she said she would.
Oh,
I misunderstood.
rip.
Yeah, but Cloud takes out a bag and opens it and sort of pulls out just a slight handful of various different
Catalyst?
runes and runic catalysts, and just be like, I did collect a bunch of these as well. Some I sort of used and
I
made.
didn't know you had those.
There were some that
I'll have to get
we
those
found.
after the hands afterwards.
So what runes do you have exactly?
Let's see here. Depends on what you want, because I got some lesser dark runes, lesser runic catalysts, lesser shifting runes, got minor dark rune. Then I also have some few essences.
Actually, where do you have these in your bag?
Crafting components.
Oh, crafting component. Okay, not bad.
It's kind of in the name.
There we go. Oh, great. I could certainly use some of those.
Do you need any shifting runes? I picked some of these up.
I could very much use some shifting runes. In fact, I've been trying to work on a big batch of them for a while now.
You're in luck.
Tell you what, if you help me forge the basis for a Vox helm, like just a standard metal helmet, I can put the enchantment on. And if you hand me some of those runes, I'll send you that. I'll sell you that mace for half price. Oh, don't forget that letter of recommendation for that temple.
Oh, yep. Let me get that to you. I'll make sure that I have that in there. Tell you what, give me 10 minutes.
Alright.
No,
Okay.
I'll make you a bet.
Aye.
Right? I'll make you nice, detailed, great helmet, right? And if it's not done with 12, right?
12
Oh,
what?
you know,
Minutes, hours?
Minutes. 12 minutes.
12 minutes!
Yes, I'll get you that nice helmet, right? It's the solid base. I won't have the runes on it just yet, right? But I'll get you that nice, give me any measurements, anything, I'll make it fit perfectly. And if it's not done within 12 minutes, I'll pay double price for the hammer. Right?
Alright, you're
But
on.
if it's done before 12, give me that half of what you're offering it now. Sound like a good...
Alright. Deal. And with that, he kind of offers out a hand.
handshake.
Alright then, Mr. 12 minutes, let's see you make a helm within that span of time.
I told you I was good with magic.
I'm just picturing like
Look, you got some measurements for your friend? I'll get perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, and with that, he does give you fairly accurate measurements. Looks like it's for a human friend of his. Yeah,
So I was just watching this bit take place, knowing full well what's gonna happen, and she's just mildly shaking her head, grinning slightly. It goes, "Yeah."
Yara is
Just hope
confused,
you do that.
just looks to the door and then looks back to Sal. What's going on?
So how does he shape this helmet? What does he do? What does his fabricate look like?
Fabricate. Alright, so if he's got all the materials and stuff laid out for me to smith this and make it properly, if he's got also any of the padded cloth, anything, since I'm proficient with blacksmithing, I can make this thing detailed. I can make it wholly complete instead of just crude So I do.
Okay.
When he smiths it, he pulls out that special hammer, and he begins smithing onto it, and with each strike there's the shadow strike of that spectral blue ghost as he goes through, and it's that rhythmic tapping that increases, and as each time he's it, there's that permanent increasing. It's mimicking that motion. It stays there, and he starts striking different angles until there's a dozen different little blue ghost images of his hammer all working this thing together perfectly into the same time, and certain bits begin to shape and mold with that little blue glow until
Sounds like
just forms itself perfectly.
Like a symphony of metal clanging against metal.
Pretty much, yeah. And over the course it works together, and even the non-metal parts, things all come together, the pads, the symbols, the leather straps, everything that is there, it fabricates. So with all these little ghostly hands, in 10 minutes, not 12, the spell is done being cast, and he has his Warlock's helmet.
My ancestors. I've never seen anything like that before.
I'm gonna be staying up for a while. I intend to be training people how to do it.
You're training people in the temple, that?
Yeah, well, to be fair, the temple's still being built right now. But that's on one of the things I want to be training. It might take a little while, you know, that's a near fourth competency of magic, but it's something that I started as a baker and I learned how to do it. You already know how to do runes, you'll pick it up fast.
Well, I guess, you know, to be fair, we didn't discuss the specifics of the bet.
No. To be fair, you offered 50%. I made a bet where it was the same price.
You
I
know
knew
what?
I'd do it. I wasn't gonna screw you.
I'm nothing if not a man of my word. Alright. It's a deal. I'll sell you this, what's the fucking name of it? It was life something, wasn't it? Alright, I'll sell you a life burst for, we'll say... As I adjust the prices in real time here. Say 4,200 gold.
I thought it was 50% of what it was.
Let's see,
I got a little confused there.
So 100% buy price modifier, that was 8,400 gold. With the 75%.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was at 6,300 right there. I thought he meant I'll give you 50% of what it's going for right there.
The 75% is 6,300, and the 50% is 4,200.
Alright, I should have that. Let me double check my costs. Yeah, I have that. Alright. Deal.
Clasp up the arms, shake. Don't forget that letter of recommendation. I'd sure like to learn how you did that.
I will this.
Alright, so you have a life vest for half price.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else you'd like to do here? Oh, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Is it getting close to midnight?
It's about yeah, because you're a very intelligent person. It's about 9 o'clock-ish. Coming up to like 10.
There you go. Check his loot.
What?
Check his loot.
Check his loot. Ooh, okay.
So it's coming. Yeah. So it's about time. All right. Well,
Did you
done deal.
Oh, did Angus also want to identify that ring that he got?
Yes, I do. But I will do that on the way a walking.
All right.
Let's get to the party so everybody else can get involved.
Okay. As you leave Largrim, he kind of opens up that letter of recommendation you gave him. Big grin on his face. Gives you.
Obviously, it'll be more flowery words than just "you're in."
Yeah.
Congratulations, you git.
Congratulations! Off of a competent arse cheek. That's more than most.
Get the fuck over here.
Get you to some learning.
Big grin on his face, thumbs up as you leave. All right, so you meet up with everyone, wherever that may be.
That's something
yeah,
that happens. I suppose we're all just gonna while away the time, or like. Technically, we could start a long rest and then go do the thing at midnight and then continue the long rest. I don't know. Either way, we're all prepared and ready to do the
We're all
Valhalla
prepared.
chapters.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'll like spend a spell slot on that identify while I'm walking.
Okay.
So
Hopefully
you can
we'll-
reveal that to me.
We're way too
And
long with it.
I shall reveal that to you. Give me a brief second.
You know what questions we're gonna ask, right? 'Cause I don't think I ever saw that
True
recall.
divinity.
Hold on to your trousers, Angus.
Okay,
Oh, this is
There
gonna be
you
a
go.
big one. I
I'm
can
waiting for
feel
the
it.
reveal.
There you go.
I hear the wheezing. It's quite big.
I think
That's right.
I think this is something special that Angus could reveal in his own time.
Yep.
Yeah. Slides that on. You hear? Sorry, I got a beard hair stuck in my throat. Let's get to the others.
Oh,
you really
okay. Mean mustache.
Sure. That's what I say.
Right. First, back to Sal. What did I just witness the daughters in the bed? I'm still confused on that.
When it involves craftsmanship and two dwarves start making a bed, it becomes a matter of pride.
Just see.
In this case, it also becomes a matter of the skill of words. Because the bed didn't rule out magic.
No shit.
Okay, you're using identify as you're meeting up with the others.
Yeah, as we're walking, I'm gonna level 1 spell identify. Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, in the interest of time, you all meet up.
Yep.
Okay, dokie then. So.
And
Oh, we were met up at like near the priest thing, or at.
your choice.
I think due to time, we have like 15 minutes. Let's set it up and then take the actual ritual part next time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay then. So, as evening turns to midnight, it is time for the ritual. As I grab my notes here. Okay, so you enter the chamber of the Banzalan priest. You push past a pair of curtains draped with hanging beads and small bones. Once you see the interior stonework of what can only be described as a crypt much akin to like the Paris catacombs. What's more, you see it's kind of you see carved high into the stone walls are grimacing depictions of stylized faces and skulls reminiscent of tiki or voodoo masks. You can all see all manner of strange trinkets hanging from various places in the ceiling. Chains of old gold coins, jars of small preserved organs like eyes or fingers and toes, and even small creatures. Vials of glowing greenish liquid. Glass bottles of murky water, tiny little humanoid skulls. The room again is dark, illuminated only by the burning pyre of blue light in the middle of the chamber, surrounded by offerings of brightly painted skulls, small shrunken heads, brightly coloured feathers, and flower petals and dye powders. You can see Witch Doctor Tojas sitting where he was. A massive stone carving of a mask-like skull, wreathed in feathers across the wall behind him. A series of offerings are arrayed in front of him. A dead rat, a bowl of yellow-white powder, a bowl of water, and a burning stick of incense. You watch him, as you enter, sort of clasp his hands together and rattle something within them, and he throws down a series of small bones and begins tracing a withered finger over them as if to read them somehow. You kind of croaks out as you enter. The Lord look favorably upon this meeting tonight.
Is that a good thing?
Can be. So, you wish to contact the other side? You've paid your toll to the ferryman. You get 5 questions. The answers, yes or no. Think on this. And he waits expectantly.
I never know what to say to these kinds of spiritual priest dudes that talk like this because everything is so vague.
We act and do this.
Nothing like some good old-fashioned mysticism.
I can do.
What could do it?
Nothing.
I can do it. Does nothing.
Not now, anyway.
So
Is
what
he
did
wait?
we
Sorry, my.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask, like, are we to the point where we'd be asking the questions, or is he still setting up the ceremony?
He's
Getting it rolling.
he's still kind of setting up the ceremony. It seems as though he's asked you to think on these yes or no questions, these 5 questions, while he's setting up.
Right.
Alright. So,
We'll have a week.
what's something that's important to us that we really need to know, yes or no? For me, something that comes to mind is, would you be willing to trade us of Braun Ferrickson? Because, I want that.
Another question might be for that important item that Bronze traded.
Maybe we could dash them into one quote, ask if they'd be willing to trade for both.
I would take care of that.
Saves us a question.
Well, he might do them together as a single deal, 2 different things that you could do to get a soul item, each not be as bad as getting both of them at once,
Here,
That's my
for
thought.
a moment.
Like a ramping price. Not everything is linear.
Not when it comes to deals, no. That makes sense. I do have a question for my curse, at least one in particular.
Is he gonna know about that kind of stuff?
I will lay it out pretty plainly and ask him if what would I need to do in exchange to get it done. Is it possible?
Out of character, my brain is flitting out of existence, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be too productive to this conversation.
This is just a pre-warm up until the next session, so
Yeah.
that character.
Okay.
So
So, as you all await the beginning of this ritual. You have a week to figure out these 5 questions that you would like to ask this priest. What you would like to ask Ranzala. We will leave it there for now.
Oh boy.
Alright. So, you've dealt with the spy problem. Well done.
For now. No.
For now. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start recording in 3, 2, 1.